All right, can you hear us over the music now? I can't hear you at all.
Your mic's, I don't think it's on or.
Check.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's
No.
better.
So, we're a lot louder than the music is currently. I can hear it as like a subtle background.
It's
type
the
of thing.
CBS
Which is
Kmart
what we
Get
want.
Ready giveaway. And get ready for Gerald McCraney as Major Dad. He's a Marine officer who fought
Now
his
it's
toughest
too loud.
battles
Ah,
were over
fuck me.
till he
It's
fell in
because
love with
of
a
the different
sizzling
types that
civilian
you've
and
got
her
on
3
there.
darling daughters. It's a hilarious
That's better.
battle of the sexes. So get ready for Major Dad, Mondays on CBS. And now you have a second chance at winning any unclaimed grand prizes by entering the CBS Kmart Get Ready giveaway second chance sweepstakes. Look for details here at
This is
Kmart.
going to be a shit show. So, if anyone out there at any point knows how to strip HDCP protection from a Chromecast that doesn't cost $185, let me know. Send me a message. Tell me how to do it for under $20. Well, when you put up a picture, it runs for 10 fucking minutes, which is stupid. But fine, whatever. Why is this the picture up here?
Because I didn't have any other pictures that shouldn't be saved for later that were just random pictures like this.
Okay.
I don't know those things.
Those are sloths.
That is either.
Are they?
They're sloths that we found in a gas station on vacation.
Why is the one on the bottom, his intestines are coming out?
I think it's one of those blanket things you stuff them full of. But yes,
I just don't.
Because that is really fucking disturbing.
I'm on board now, actually.
Now they're cool.
Yeah, if it's a little metal or metal, one of those two, it works.
Okay.
$20.
Still getting set up. Sorry,
So
we're running
is this
low
like
on-
from a
running late
cartoon
today.
or something?
I think it's just cheap Chinese crap they sell. I think you're a little too concerned about the sloths, dude.
No, that's the
I mean,
whole main
it's
focus.
all I got to look at.
Yeah.
We can
There's
talk
a-
about something else.
Cameras.
Would you like to?
Cameras.
There's a panda
Camera
bear
calls.
in the bottom, and looks like a reptile maybe. Other animals.
Well, you should switch over to the Elgato now that we have that, so people can see what we're talking about.
Alright.
There you go. There's the sloths. Those are the sloths that we're talking about. We now have a way to show you what we're seeing on the TV when we talk about TV stuff.
Which will make a big difference.
But we can't use the Chromecast because the Chromecast won't come through because of copy protection. And so if you know a way, again, to get around HDCP protection
CP.
for, yeah, that's what it said.
HDCP.
It's a federal crime, I know.
It's protocol.
Is that what it is?
P stands
protocol?
for.
I thought it was copy protection.
Oh, shit. I mean, it's a protocol though, because it's used among devices.
Sure. Yeah, no, retcon what you just said. Go on. It is a protocol.
I don't know what it stands for, but it is a protocol.
Sure.
We need to go back on anything.
No, it's okay. No, makes perfect sense.
Fuck those doll things. There's something more important our audience needs to see. I thought we had all guys had to wear sleeves rule in this cabin.
No, we never had that. Remember
God.
Remember the problem I had getting them to wear shirts one week?
Oh, well, we kept taking our shirts off.
Yeah,
That
no,
was
you
for the
remember when-
marathon show.
Yeah,
Avery
him
took
and,
his shirt off. Brian took his shirt off.
Yeah, I was there too.
Well, that's different.
and it was like a
That was
huge fight to
temporary.
get them to wear their shirts.
Do you have a problem with my arms, Bruce?
They're a little farmer tanny.
They're
just to
very
be
farmer
honest with
I
you.
do.
They
I have a big
hazard
problem
of
with
our
your
job.
arms.
I mean, I would think a guy like you would spend some time in a tanning bed once a week.
You're not just white, you're white.
Just saying.
Weep.
Yeah. All right. Those aren't the good kind of trees. Those are just normal trees, for the
You
record.
can't hurt me, Bruce.
Smoke tree.
I'm overall most handsome, buddy.
Dude, I'm gonna make so much fun of you over that shit. Like that's like stickered on there, and there's a My Little Pony on the back. You made that. You made that yourself. Nope. Just save it. Just save it. Save it for when we actually start the show.
Isn't that the necklace token from Wreck-It Ralph?
I think so.
God.
Yeah.
Save it for the show.
Sorry. You're good just the way you are.
Thank you.
That's
Thanks,
a
Dad.
lie. You are not. You are horrible.
No part of you is good the way you are.
Now you sound like my mom.
You're not even in the right chair.
It's good times. Good times.
Shoppers,
All right.
Kmart offers
Jazz, go
an
back in
easy
the
layaway plan for your shopping
cameras.
convenience. It's available in every department of the store.
We're gonna
Simply
restart
make a
show.
small deposit
This
on
is
your
the crew,
purchase, and
gentlemen.
we'll hold it
This
for
is who
payment
we've got
later.
today.
Take advantage of our sales prices today. Put your
So,
purchases in layaway
We
now.
probably should have seen that coming with Avery, but whatever.
Is he working again, or are you going to
He
yell at him
says
for no
he's sick.
reason?
He says he has a really, really bad cold and he's really sick.
Explicit podcast containing filthy language and adult themes like dick and shit jokes. If you're easily offended or have a stick up your ass, this probably is not for you. Guidance is suggested for sensitive types, and occasionally some lights may flash, so if you're prone to seizures and all that, you might want to skip this. And lastly, we don't speak for anyone or any entity. We only speak for ourselves, of course. What follows is opinion based on our individual experiences in the industry. So take that. Ah, God damn it, I fucked it up at the end.
Good morning, or afternoon, or evening, according to when you listen to this audio program. Unless you're joining us on Twitch, then it is most certainly morning. Unless you're in Japan
Somewhere else.
or Europe.
Where's Starlight right now?
She was
She's
in
still in-
Malaysia. I don't know if she's
Okay.
still there.
I don't know what the time zone is for that.
It is a long, far away from here. The voice you just heard there is the winner of the most handsome. He made himself a medal to prove it. And she was not switching the camera, so that's not working. There you go. Now it's up on you. Now you can show the camera your medal.
And
Obviously homemade. With, judging by the neck piece, I'm guessing you won that at the Pride Parade last night.
no, this is a judgment-free zone.
I have an issue with this medal. So, like, last week I would have said he totally deserves it.
Yeah, the fact
I've
he gave
never
it to
seen
himself.
him from this angle before. Now that he's in Brian's chair this week.
He's got a little bit of a gut today, doesn't
And he is not near as handsome as I thought he was.
No, he's not.
I think
No,
it
of
was
course not.
just the
It's
way
the
I
chair,
was
man.
looking
If
at
I get
him.
over at the other side, it's like that Seinfeld episode where you're in a corner
Like,
booth.
he's barely above average.
I mean, he's better looking
Okay,
than
now
us.
you're just
but
low
yeah,
blowing.
he's average, yeah, for sure.
The past master wants to know if you're interning for Undercover Brother.
I don't know what that means.
Neither do I, but I'm going to read the Twitch feed.
All right, and that voice you hear is Jazz, art production, procurer, general fixer,
Can you say that word again?
procurer.
No, you did
She
it,
procures
did it worse the first time.
P-E-Q-U-E.
The asshole you hear is, of course, Bruce, winner of most dick on the planet,
Thank you.
receiving
Oh,
and
I don't
having
think that. I was gonna say I don't think that worked
Thank
out
you
as well as you
again.
thought it
biggest
would.
dick on the planet. I'm
Also,
after
yep.
Lodge. I'm after Lodge. No, like
Good.
personality-wise.
I can roll with all of these. Thanks,
Just keep
buddy.
going. He's got his phone up recording
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah.
I am after Lodge Jason, conqueror of the Smoky Mountains.
Cocker?
Conqueror of the Smoky Mountains. Colonel Brian is on assignment. Avery's playing hooky. And
I thought that's what Brian
there's
was
the
doing.
flush. Conquering mountains. No.
No,
He's,
finding out what Avery's doing. Because Avery was
Maybe.
like, I'm calling in sick, and Brian was like, I don't think he's sick.
maybe.
I'm going to go find out.
I mean, we were all expecting
He's pulling
Avery to not show.
He's pulling a Dwight.
Let's be honest.
Shows up at Dwight's house or at Oscar's house.
He's going to be waiting outside for a while for Avery to wake up, I would say. He's going to be there for years.
Then he's going to be scared off because he's going to be wearing leggings.
Yeah, true. I was on vacation this week.
Yeah, how'd that go?
I mean,
It's an audio podcast, Jason.
It was frantic.
it was fun, man, except for the parts that weren't.
Where'd you go again?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Gallenberg.
There you go.
Horrible idea.
Ryan, I feel like we're going to hear more about the parts that weren't than
Okay.
the parts that were.
Horrible idea, by the way. If anybody's considering going to Gatlinburg and staying on that little fucking 1 mile stretch of road that is tourist trap heaven. And now bear in mind, I'm wearing a shirt from a tourist trap that I love. Like, I love fucking tourist traps.
Yeah.
Like, I will go to a tourist trap any fucking day of the week. If you tell me of some hole in the wall place that charges you $5 to look at a statue of Mary, I will pay the $5 and have fun. I will enjoy it. What I don't enjoy is having everybody and their mom right on top of me. Every time I went somewhere, I'm like, how the fuck are all these people here? Because they were over there. There is more people on this planet that need to fucking exist. Crossing the
agree.
street down there was like fucking crossing the street in New York fucking City. No parking.
Yeah,
None.
it was really bad.
Parking
when
does
it
not
came to that.
exist. Does not exist.
I'm surprised it's that popular still.
I don't know how.
I
it
mean,
was a fucking nightmare. So, oh Lord. So like I left here in a good mood. Okay, first, okay.
Jazz, can we confirm that he
even know
left
where
here in a
to-
good mood? Because
yeah, nobody believed you. Change the start of your story.
I don't
haven't
know.
seen
I don't know
Jason in a
where
good
to
mood in years.
start
Again?
with this. Monday we went to a local farm that's a vacation tradition, and she goes and picks peaches out in the
Okay.
field like a migrant worker.
I eat my weight in peaches while picking my weight in
I
peaches
think
to
that's
bring
why.
home.
Except she paid for it.
Yeah, I think
Well,
that's.
I only paid
yeah.
for the ones that I brought back.
Yeah,
not
I
the
wasn't
ones I ate
deported
while I was
immediately.
picking.
Oh,
Like if you pick
okay.
them yourself,
that's
they're
fair.
only like 50 cents less a pound, but they factor in that you also like
Eat.
So they don't
a
care
whole
that you do
bunch
that.
of peaches.
While you,
They
don't.
tell you not to, but they know it
They
happened.
don't want
Okay.
you. They
Can't
it's,
stop you, Ryan.
I don't go to
Yeah.
peach farms.
Yeah, they can't stop you all when you're out there eating peaches. I mean, I'm sure at the end of the evening when they walk through that field and they're tripping over peach pits, they got a pretty good idea that a lot of peaches were ate in the field.
Maybe the animals got it.
Sure.
Yeah,
That's
the
where
human
everybody
animals.
on their way to Area 51 is going to stop by the Peach Grove.
You should have went there for your vacation.
So we get there and no peaches. No peaches that
They're-
you can pick. They were picked out over the weekend.
And flooded for their
Because
other crop.
too many people
Mm-hmm.
in the world. Again,
Yeah, no, I'm going to Disney next year. I'm
just
a little scared.
another example of
extremely
there
scared.
being too many people in the world. So she didn't get to pick her peaches. Well, we bought peaches, whatever. The only thing I really wanted was some blackberries. So I had him pick me some blackberries. 'Cause of course, I didn't go in the field. Like, that's not
We
fun
also
for
picked
me.
you some blueberries.
I didn't care for the blueberries. That's
well,
neither here
we
nor
still
there.
picked them.
Just can't be grateful, can you?
So come home, rented a car, rented a RAV4, brand new RAV4.
Okay. What was the matter with that one? That sounds like a perfectly fine car.
That's an acceptable vehicle.
I mean, it's
What was wrong with it? Oh, that is
Okay, if
new.
you're
That's
gonna-
like new.
so like here's the thing. Like if you're gonna like
got
with the
shine.
Elgato, like you
I
have
get
to
used
switch.
to it. I get that. I have to get used to
Because
it.
we're
Yeah.
commenting on the car. Yeah, so that's the car.
fine job, Jazz.
I will adjust.
So, and it had Maryland plates, which automatically made everyone assume that I was an asshole.
Okay.
Maryland plates. And like when I'm driving it around locally, like I'm just getting the finger for no reason, and it's like, oh,
Quick question.
Maryland plates.
How does that work if you get pulled over in it with our license? Or
What
with,
do you
with our
mean?
driver's license on it?
What do you mean?
Like, I don't rent cars, so when you have a
your
Maryland plate.
receipt.
papers.
Yeah, your receipt is like your registration for the car.
Okay.
It's and then there's like some folder in there or something.
Okay.
You gotta go,
Like I said, I don't rent vehicles, so don't
like
know the
cops are
process.
well aware that cars are for rent. Sometimes they don't automatically assume you stole it.
Nah.
See a guy like you driving a RAV4, you ask questions.
I understand. And that car's a little bit of a bitch, just so you know. It's got a lane monitor on it.
Okay.
So if you go over the line at all, it starts yelling at you.
Yeah, it starts beeping to let you know you've crossed the line. Dude, you've crossed the line.
And back here, like, there are places where you legitimately just should go on across the line if there's nobody coming.
Yeah.
Like, on these roads.
Yeah.
So every 10 minutes, it's like, beep, 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 beep. I'm like, oh, you motherfucker.
I'm assuming you can't turn it off. Or did you
No.
look?
No.
Oh, I'm sure he looked.
No, you can't. No. And, yeah. So we all loaded up in that the next day.
So was it just the lane monitor that pissed you off about it?
Yeah, that's really it.
That it
I just don't like it tight, because then like everybody would look like, why aren't you in the lane? And I'm like, well, because there's a wide load coming, and I need to be on the shoulder right now.
I think he also got irritated with me because I just wanted to drive the car.
Did you let her?
Yeah, let her.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, not on vacation. I mean, like she drove it to the store and shit.
I
like-
drove it around here in the square that I know.
Just doing donuts in the yard.
So Tuesday morning we got up like super early. Left. I was in a good mood. Went to Starbucks.
I know. Twice. I know this story's completely
No,
unbelievable now.
he was in a good mood when we left Tuesday morning. Like, he was ready. We were packed.
He's already pissed off about
Everything
the
was
car.
set.
Yeah, I had already loaded up the car the night before. I wasn't
Yeah.
really pissed. I was just annoyed that it
Irritated,
ratted
yeah.
on me. It was a fucking paddle box. Like, when I'm driving, everybody should go to sleep. Just leave me alone, let me drive. And so, like, I took a meandering path down here. I didn't get on any interstates until, like, real close to Gatlinburg. Like, I just
Okay.
took back streets and meandered here and there. And
Some scenic stuff.
stopped in a town to get
That's
something
what
to
you do
eat.
on vacation. Yeah, that sounds
Well,
like a good time.
Yeah, that part was. So we stopped and we ate barbecue.
Sauce in or all? Not on.
It was covered in sauce,
Okay.
but you could add your own too,
Okay.
which I know is like cooking. I get it.
But there was sauce on it if you didn't want to add your own, too. So it was both.
How
It's
was
a normal
it? Was it
amount
good?
of sauce without you having to add any, then it doesn't count. If you want extra sauce,
Yeah, there was
You'd have to
some
do
on
that
it. It wasn't a
manually
ton.
anyway.
Yeah, but they had different sauces on the table for you to choose your own sauce. It's one of these places that has like 6 sauces.
God damn, I'll have to get barbecue after this.
And then the waitress will like a sommelier direct you through the sauces. Well, this one pairs well with pork. It's a tangy sauce, and we were the first customers because we were there like 10:30 because we left here super fucking early. So that was nice. And there was this. We drove through a town that I used to hang out in sometimes in the summer because my grandma lived there. So we stopped at this mall there because they had an arcade.
Nice.
I wanted to see if the arcade was still there. It was, so I walk up to the machine and put in $10 to get $10 in
Okay.
quarters.
Okay, I got you.
And then I walked into the actual arcade room, and I was like, "Oh, there's a Dance Dance Revolution machine and a bunch of like prize games." Oh, never mind.
that sucks.
You didn't even try the Dance Dance game.
I did,
Okay.
and
did I.
it was one side wouldn't take quarters.
The other side, 2 of the arrows. One wouldn't work always, and one would work occasionally.
So
It was
sounds like
kind of
a,
rigged.
That sounds like a mall DDR machine.
that one should be out of order.
Yeah.
I did win Amy, however, a plastic Peppa Pig watch.
Well, yeah,
at
you
one
had
of the game
$10 in
machines.
quarters. What else are you gonna
Yeah,
do?
now I'm walking. Now, like we leave there, and I'm walking around with $8.50 in quarters in my pocket.
Prize games always make you feel good because you get something.
True.
Well, she wore her Peppa Pig watch with pride. She was very upset when it
You
broke.
made her.
She was very upset when it broke the
10
next
minutes
day.
later.
We thought it was going to be 10 minutes later. It lasted, what, till the end of the next day?
Yeah,
Well, that's worth $1.50.
yeah. I told her to enjoy her watch until this afternoon, and then she was very upset when it broke the next day. And not only broke, but broken, and I'll get to it. Yeah. So then, like, we get to Pigeon Forge. I'm guessing it's Veerville. And like all you see is just billboards for shit to do in this town.
Okay.
It sounds to me like before you even get there that you should have just said fuck that in Gatlinburg and just kept doing the random
Yeah,
back
just the
street
meandering.
driving
150%. There was no backing out
wait.
though. This
No.
whole vacation was prepaid. Like we had already bought tickets for like the hotel was paid for, the
Oh, okay.
fucking
Yeah,
tickets
yeah.
were paid
You gotta
for.
just go through with it.
I have to tell you that the first stop we made was the best thing in the world
Yeah,
for
I'm
me,
getting
though.
there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you said that with the billboards you should have backed out. That no, it's after the first stop we should have backed out.
Okay. So there was something down there I wanted to go to. There was only two things I wanted to do that I felt like I had to do. One of them was a pinball museum,
Nice.
which is basically you pay $12 and you play pinball all day
Yeah.
for free. Or for the $12.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Especially if you're gonna spend 6 hours in there, 8 hours in there.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that too.
Damn, these have so many caveats.
And the world's largest knife store.
Yeah.
So we get to the world's largest knife store, and there's nowhere to park. So we parked in employee parking, which then caused us to walk all the way around the world's largest knife store up a hill.
To enter the building. Like
What's
we
the
haven't
point
gotten
of
to the
having a
building yet.
world's largest anything if
In
you don't
the-
have sufficient
The smallest parking lot.
for everybody to come see it?
That's going to be a fucking theme on this whole vacation.
I mean, I could have told you that about Gatlinburg, though.
I
God.
did not know there was many fucking people in the world.
Yeah. It's overcrowded, man.
How is there anybody here? Because they're all there. So we
I
go
like
in the knife
voice change
store,
all of a sudden, just yell it.
and
"We're
I
in the
am
knife store."
greeted by a shirt, a man wearing a shirt
Mm-hmm.
that has Donald Trump sitting on the Iron Throne from Game of
fuck's
Thrones,
sake.
and it says 2020 is coming.
You should have just picked up the
So
closest knife and stabbed that
he's
guy.
gonna get what Daenerys got.
I don't know.
We're
I don't know.
thinking maybe.
As I walked past him, and he was a large man, so I got a good look at this shirt. I got to see every little dot on Donald Trump's face because it was like a 4X. And I'm a
Zoomed in.
big guy. You know, if I'm calling somebody fat, they fucking fat.
I like how the design gets bigger with the shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Most shirts, when they go up in size, the design stays the same, but the shirt just gets bigger. Not
Yeah.
this one.
No, it looked like it was
This
a little
one, Trump
shirt.
gets bigger the bigger
Yeah,
you
it
are.
looked like it was a little design that they just stretched. They just pulled and stretched. It was not high quality. And then I said, I thought they destroyed that. And he gave me the most weird, like,
Oh, that guy's never
what's
seen
this
an
long,
episode.
what's
Seen
this
a minute
long
of it.
neck,
Never
long-haired
seen an episode.
liberal in here in my knife store for? And then I turned the corner, and I'm a gun guy. I like guns. Like, I enjoy
Well established.
guns. I'm fun. Guns are fun. And then I turn a corner, and there's a guy that has more guns on his person than he has teeth. And I'm like, I don't like these kind of guns. I'm on board with the gun control now. Like, he had one on each hip and was carrying a long rifle on each hand.
Jesus.
Oh, God.
Was he just selling or advertising? Is that all
I
it was?
think he had just bought them, or he's bringing them in for service because they had a gun section at the world's largest knife store as well, which is whatever. Fine. Great.
Did you advise them that if an event came up whereby he would need to use those guns, he wouldn't be able to because his hands were full of guns?
No, and I'll be honest with you, I'm fine with that because he didn't really look like, his eyes looked a little crossed. He didn't really look like the kind
So
of
it's for the
guy.
better. So he needs two
He needs
guns
to-
to take two shots. They meet. No, I don't. Maybe just one of them's right, but he doesn't know which one.
And so we proceed to walk around the knife store, and their whole setup's a little funky, man. Like, they got tables full of knives, and some of them will be like $15, $20.
You're telling me a place called the world's largest knife store?
Yeah.
Is a little weird.
Yeah, it's a little strange.
It's a little odd.
Because they'll have like a table full of knives you can just pick up, put in your pocket, carry up front, do whatever you want to with them. That are like $20, $30. But the one knife I wanted in the whole motherfucking place, I wanted one knife. And it was a $10 knife.
Okay.
I had to find a sales associate and get a slip for.
And it had to be walked
it-
to the register.
Is it set up like in booths,
There's like glass cases,
Sort of.
like all along
Yeah.
the walls.
like a dirt mall type place?
no.
See, in my
it's,
head,
it's one store.
see,
Okay.
in my head, I'm envisioning a lot of those self checkouts.
No.
That's what I was thinking. Is maybe it was different owners, and that one wanted his stuff in a case, and the
No.
other one didn't
No,
care.
no, no.
So
No,
it's
no.
all just that
It
store.
makes it's all Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Makes no sense.
Huh.
2 registers. by the way, 'cause 2 registers.
World's largest.
And Bruce almost choked on his coffee.
2 registers. 4 people manning each register, though. I don't know how they made it work, but we checked out pretty fast.
We did.
Did you not see the scene in CSI where if you have 2 sets of hands, you can
Maybe
hack
that's what
twice
was
as
going
fast?
on.
You can run a cash register
Maybe that's what was
twice
going
as
on.
fast with 2 sets of hands.
So, yeah. So the one knife I wanted was a $10 knife. It was a little cheap, like, pocket knife, but it was a Masonic one, and it's the shape I like. And so he's like, I got to give you this receipt. And then where did you come in at? And I show him, he's like, yeah, so you go up there and you tell them, you give them this receipt, and they'll come get it from me.
Did you get your employee's discount?
What?
No.
You parked in the employee's parking lot.
No. So
Yeah.
I said, whatever. And at this point, like, to me, I'm thinking I can just abandon this claim check. Like, I can,
Oh no.
if I decide against it, I can just throw that shit on the floor and walk out. I don't,
This
whatever,
is just
I don't
a
care.
slip of paper about this big. Says
Uh,
register 5-6 and has his last name on it.
Yeah. So then, like, that's in, like, the, like, regular knife section. Like, the section of the regular knives. Then we go downstairs, and this is where the neckbeards hang out. Now, bring up the picture of, yeah, there you go.
I knew what was coming.
So, well, you might want to switch
I'm
the
working on
camera.
it. I only have one hand.
And I'm wearing the same
available.
shirt. And I
You're
look really
wearing the
fat in
same
that picture. I'm not that fat. I think that was just my back had gave out from driving all day.
So I feel like in the background you're going, Hodor, Hodor. Hodor.
So like they have this huge throne, which looks way better in the picture than what it does in real life, because when you get more than 10 feet from it, you realize it's made out of that stuff they make the toddler's playground.
Yeah.
Like that toddler's playground plastic. Like you could have run over this thing with a truck and it would have just went back into shape. But there's a case right there next to it,
I did not get a picture of that case.
and they have the swords from Game of Thrones.
Okay. Yeah.
And by the swords, I mean dragon glass arrowheads was one of the things,
Yes.
which were essentially like regular arrowheads made out of like black glass.
Obsidian.
Like onyx.
Yeah, and those were $25 each. However,
The arrowheads?
yeah.
Yeah.
However, if you went upstairs, the ones they weren't claiming were Game of Thrones dragon glass were $5 a piece. You just had to know where to buy them, and they also were not in a case. They were just on a table where you could just pick up as many as you wanted.
That's funny.
And then all of the swords were about this tall, like legitimately like 4 foot tall.
Okay.
And I'm like, I've seen the show. Like these swords are like man size. These swords are like fucking 8 and 9 foot. But no, but that's fine, whatever. And then all you see around is, okay, get my fat ass off the TV.
I'm trying to figure out what Calvin's face is there.
That's him.
That's
Like
his
I don't
face.
know if I should be sitting here.
There's a better face for you if you want.
Yeah, that's
Throne is
him.
not near as cool as I thought it
You
was.
don't have a picture of Jason on
That
the
is
throne.
I
that
didn't
is
sit
a
on
very
it.
regretful face.
That
right
is a
there.
very-
Well, he's
Why did
never
I come
seen
on
the
this
show.
trip?
He's like, is this going to be used to make fun of me later? Because I don't know what this is.
That's
Oh, so did y'all like make him sit on it and he didn't want
Oh,
to?
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He
Okay.
didn't know what it was. And I'm like, yeah, no, man. Sit on the throne. Be Bran. You're about as useful as Bran right now.
Oh. I know, right?
This was after he'd bought 2 fidget spinners. I'm already a little annoyed with him.
Did you even buy Avery a knife?
No, I didn't buy Avery a knife. Why would I do that? It's
Because he
dangerous.
begged you like last week to buy him a knife.
No, they didn't have one with his name on it. I looked.
There's at least that.
Do you want to guess who got the most knives at this place?
Amy.
Me.
She bought like 15 knives, dude. Like our bill there was like $200. It was
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
stupid.
I got a shit ton of knives
Why?
now. I was so
Fucking
excited.
Stupid,
Go get him.
man.
Bring him out here.
Yeah, I was gonna
She's
say,
probably,
where's
she's probably wearing like
where's
5
your
of them.
$10
No,
knife
oh my
that you
God.
went
No.
through all this for?
I have no idea.
At the
It's
ba-
upstairs in your room.
What do you mean? You already lost it?
No, it was in the bag.
It's
Like
upstairs
I
in your
never
room.
got the bag back because it was just full of her shit.
Oh.
I'm like, I'll get mine after she goes through all of her
No, I
shit.
took yours and Amy's out, and then I took the bag with the rest of the fucking
so it's here.
knives.
It made it home.
Yeah,
It's somewhere.
I need to see this
upstairs in
knife
his
before I
room.
leave.
Yeah.
It'd break.
Well,
Go in and get my
I will
knife.
go.
We don't have to see it
And
right
your
now,
knives.
but at some point.
I also
They
have
need to
throwing
see it.
knives now.
So
Nice.
yeah, no,
I used
dude,
to have a set of
she's
throwing
got like the Rambo kidney stabber. She's got like one she wears around her neck. Like it's, don't
Yeah.
hug her, you'll get stabbed.
I'll take that over the gun guy though.
I don't know, man. The gun guy, I don't think he's ever actually going to do anything. She might actually poke somebody.
Accidentally.
I
It's-
know to use the pointy end.
And so this whole area is just like fantasy swords, and everywhere you look, there's somebody wearing a silk anime shirt carrying around like a fucking huge ass sword, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And then there was like training swords,
Yeah.
and like one guy was swinging one around in the corner and shit, like he was
What, like
really
kendo sticks and shit, or
No,
just
no, like actual like swords made out of like this hard rubberish shit
I
that
got
would hurt if you hit somebody with them, but it wouldn't kill them.
Wasn't there some wooden ones too, kind of like what they used in Game of Thrones for?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, practice
there's a
swords? Yeah,
bunch.
yeah, yeah.
And so there's like people playing with these, and I'm like, you can't walk in here and you guys are swinging swords around. Let's get the fuck out of here. Go, 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 go. And so then downstairs now, like what you were saying is where there's different sellers. They have a different shop downstairs called the Relic Room,
Good name.
which is supposedly like antiques.
You have my attention.
Yeah, which is like
It
antiques.
sounds like
and
there's gonna be a
such.
bunch of really cool shit here.
Mm-hmm. And they sell fossils and like
Oh.
real Indian arrowheads. And I bought one thing, which was a piece of amber that had a bug in it.
It's pretty cool.
But I only gave $10 for it.
What bug?
You can't tell.
Oh, come on. If it's
You
like a
can't tell.
mosquito for like Jurassic
No,
Park or
it's
some
not.
shit.
But it kind of looks like that, and that's why I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
The bug was obviously induced to the amber at a later date. It's like they took a bug, drilled a tiny, tiny hole, shoved it in there, and then like put.
It's
See
all
the bug
smushed.
screaming, no!
It's just a puddle of bug. It's not even a.
So then they're selling like supposedly a Tyrannosaurus tooth, like a real Tyrannosaurus tooth, and I'm like, wow, that is amazing that they have this
At the,
for sale. And then I looked at the price, and it was $55.
You gotta sell the lie, man.
And so then,
That's as real as the bug in the amber.
yeah, that's
I
what
mean,
then I
You
started
saw the
look-
bug in the amber.
Then I started looking around. I was like, everything here is fake.
Of course.
Everything here is fake. Like you're selling, like it comes with a certificate of authenticity. Like there's no way you're buying a real
It's in
T-Rex
Crown.
tooth for under like $5,000.
Yeah.
And it was one of the big ones. It wasn't one of the ones. Like I could see, it wasn't like a molar. Like this was a fucking canine. Yeah.
They
so,
had like 3 or 4 things that said replica, so that you'd think the ones that didn't say replica were
Yeah.
real.
Huh.
So gave it up. Whatever.
Sounds like
We
a
left
bunch of
there.
Crap.
So Calvin bought a rock and another rock and this other kind of rock and then a fossil, and he bought a
Which is a rock.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a type of rock, but it was of a what do you call them, the like horseshoe crab looking thing.
The trilobite
Yeah.
type
Yeah.
thing.
Trilobite, yeah.
Trilobites.
So he bought one, and it's like this big,
It's
and
a
it's
good
like
size one.
complete, and it was $5.
It's a good purchase.
Tell me that's real.
No,
Yeah,
no.
no, of course not.
But it looks cool for a kid.
For $5, yeah, you can't.
Yeah. So now on vacation, like if you just count when I got like into Tennessee, I am now down like
300.
probably 250. I'm down like 250. Like off, like I haven't even made it into town yet, and I'm down 250. So then we hike back to the car. I should have bought a walking stick in there. We hike back to the car. I bring my phone up to get directions to the hotel so we can check in and do some stuff that evening. Because that's the whole plan, is we were going to get down there early and do some of the stuff we had to do. There is no cell phone service in this town. And like zero.
You can't pull anything up.
Nothing.
So you pulled your map out of your RAV4.
So nope,
They did
because
not
you
provide
had to
us a
have
map.
an app.
GPS signal. Oh.
You had to have an app on the which GPS signal was fine. Like I had GPS signal.
Okay.
It's just on Google Maps. It was like a blue dot in the middle of nothing. Like just
Yeah.
a clear
You
screen.
are here
Somewhere.
on the screen.
So then we get back in the vehicle and I don't know where I'm going, and I'm literally like this. I don't know where the fuck I'm going. So I pull into a Starbucks real close, and I get on their Wi-Fi and download directions to the hotel. And the first
Which
thing
is
Google
not
Maps
the direct one.
No. First thing Google Maps tells me is there's an accident, and we're going to route you around this accident.
Shit.
Hour and 20 minutes later,
Thanks, Google.
after driving off the side of a mountain, like
I was gonna
literally
say, it's
like,
a mountain.
up-
There's only so many ways you can go around a mountain.
But this is like a 2-lane road with no shoulder.
Oh, so like what we go to every day to your fucking house.
No. These
Except
are worse.
A much bigger
I
drop.
got ran off the road on the way here today.
A much bigger drop. Like here, if you go off the road, you're just off the road.
Yeah.
There, you're like tumbling down a mountain.
I get the difference, yes.
So like, it takes us forever to get there. There's like no cars. I'm like, this can't be how everybody's getting to this fucking place. Like, this is fucking insane. So we finally get there, and it's just like fucking people fucking everywhere, man. Like fucking people everywhere. Walking, nobody looks for traffic. They lead with the baby stroller in front of your car and just expect you to stop.
Yeah. Yeah, people are dumb.
So we finally get to the fucking hotel, and we check in, and we carry all our shit up to our room and put it in there because we got to get our shit together. We got to start doing. It's like we've bought tickets to shit. We have a limited amount of time to get all of this shit done.
Is this Tuesday or is this Wednesday now?
This is
This is
Tuesday
still
night.
Tuesday.
Tuesday night.
This is like, we were supposed to be there at like 4:30, but by the time we actually got there, it's like 6 now.
Okay.
And I go to take a piss, and the bathroom door in the fucking hotel
She goes, dear God.
is a sliding door.
Okay. Glass or wooden?
Wood,
Wooden.
like a closet door.
Because it covers the closet.
Yeah.
If you slide it, the closet's open.
But it fucking slides. Like, to close the closet, you open the bathroom. To close the bathroom, you open the closet.
Like it's
Okay.
one door for both.
Yeah.
You can only have one fucking
Sufficient.
closed.
And it's on like a fucking rail in the ceiling that they didn't measure too well, because when you close that fucking door, like, you can totally just see all of the bathroom. You just walk to the edge where there's a huge fucking crack like this, and you're like, oh, I see you pooping.
Yeah.
So it's probably like a house that was converted.
No, this is a Country Inn and Suites hotel.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we are on the 4th floor, and we paid a little extra to get a balcony.
How'd that
Getting
go?
there.
Okay.
Getting there.
Balcony
Getting
didn't have a
there.
door.
Didn't have a balcony.
So while I'm peeing, I look to the side where I have just pulled this door closed because there's no lock. Like realize
There's no lock.
there's no lock, like nothing.
If anybody walks by that door, it just starts creeping open again.
So that's what happened to me. Is I'm standing there peeing and I just see the door go, and I'm like, "What? Stop! I'm taking a piss. Don't open the door." And it's just.
That's because no one's opening the door. It's just fucking opening. It's sliding back to close the closet on its own.
So I'm like, "There's no lock on this bathroom door, guys," and I don't think it's good. And Jay's like, "No, we can't stay here. No, we gotta. I can't stay here.
This is a problem.
I would rather sleep in the car." And I'm like, "All right, Amy, call down to the front desk and ask them why the fuck we don't have a lock on the door. Like, am I just dumb and don't see the lock? Because how do you have a 2-bed hotel room without having a lock?"
The lock is you slide the door closed and then stick a shoe under the door
you
from the other
missed the
side.
shoe.
I was just gonna make Calvin stand there and hold the door
gap
closed
in
for
the-
everybody.
Oh, okay, that's good. The gap in the closet is to get the shoe through and then just stick it in there, and then when you're done, pull it out.
So then I come
door
out.
opens by itself. It's automatic.
So I come out and I tell Amy to call down to whatchamacallit, and she says, "I will in a minute. Come out and look at the balcony." Now, we had seen balconies when we pulled up to this hotel. And there was like a table and chairs.
You gotta see this. Come here.
And you know, it looked nice. Like, I probably wasn't going to spend much time. There was like a table and chairs. Like, you could sit out there on the balcony and enjoy the view of the side of a mountain or the other side of a mountain.
At the desk, Jason had not quite gotten to the desk. He asked us what floor we wanted and what view we wanted. He gave us the options at the front desk of the first, second, and third floor, the mountain view, or the strip view. And
Why
when
were
we
you on the fourth
when
floor
we
if he gave you
chose-
the option of the first,
That's
second,
what I'm
or
getting
third
to, is-
floor?
when Amy said, "Let's just do the third and let's do the mountain view," he goes, "Oh, well, this view's better and it's on the fourth floor. Why do you want to do that?" And she said, "Sure, fine," because he was acting like it was the most amazing thing in the world.
He
like-
knows. The proprietor knows nobody wants that room. He's thinking, here's a family of assholes from Maryland. They're getting the room.
It was the Maryland thing that fucked us, probably. And he was from Nigeria. That's another thing I learned about
Oh,
this town.
yeah. No, it's,
Is nobody in this town is from this town.
No one really speaks clear English.
I learned so many different accents
Well,
on
that
this
looks
trip. That's
nice.
it. Yeah,
This is our
it
exact
does.
hotel. This
It
is our
does.
hotel.
I was parked right there with that black car. Did
nice
you
looking
take this, or is this
balcony.
on
No,
the
I just found this right now.
Yeah, I was parked right there with that black SUV's parked, and then we're on the other side of the building. On the you see, there's like chairs and tables and shit.
You see the balconies, right?
Yeah. So I walk out on the balcony to take a look, and immediately my gut strikes the railing, and then my ass strikes the wall.
Like-
and then to let somebody else out, I had to shimmy sideways.
It
The
was
balcony
bad.
was this wide.
And he's not exaggerating. It was
and
about that
is
wide.
it the same there?
No,
Or are
No.
those bigger?
no,
Those
are way
actual
bigger.
fucking balconies. They have chairs and
There's
like,
a round table on them.
Yeah.
Where you could sit like 2 people. Yeah, no.
So they put the shittier balconies on the better views.
No, because I could go like this and see people with better balconies. It was like they're like the end, like that one end. Like none of them had good balconies on that side.
So just change rooms.
And so my view was of a sky lift that went straight up a mountain, which was kind of cool. But kind of blocking that was a construction site of a new building they're making.
Nice.
So whatever. I come back in like, fuck it. I'm not here for this fucking bullshit
balcony.
anyway. I don't want to be in this hotel room that long. I said, all right, Amy, you need to call the front desk because I've got 2 missions. We got to do some shit tonight, and we have to find a dollar store or something. We have to get some drinks and some snacks for the fucking hotel room so we're not eating out every time because on the way in, I didn't see anywhere to fucking eat that wasn't going to be like $1,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't have many McDonald's there.
And so she
Doesn't sound like my
calls
kind of
them,
place.
and then they have one.
I'll never go to
Brian
this
can't
place.
go.
They
Is it special
one.
in some way?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
No, it was just
I didn't know.
especially
Maybe
dirty.
they had
It was like dirty than what you would think of a normal McDonald's.
Nobody goes to Gatlinburg and goes to the McDonald's.
Well, I don't know where you would fucking eat otherwise. I'll get to that. I'll get to it. This
We'll get there.
fucking town is a fucking. You know what? I heard about an asteroid almost hitting the Earth this week.
Yeah, it was a
And
city
it came
killer.
real close. I would have been fine if it hit Gatlinburg right after we left. Like, I would not have shed a fucking tear. It doesn't need to exist. Anyway, so we wait around like 30 minutes, and I'm like looking shit up on my phone. I was like, all right, so we come up with a plan. The first thing nothing in this town closes till midnight, by the way. So like anything we wanted to do, we could do.
Yeah.
And I found out why is because it's the fucking redneck French Quarter. At one night at 11:30, I just opened the balcony door, and it was like one of those boxes when you open it just screams. It was like that, but with drunk yelling. Just and then I shut the door and it goes away, and then I open it. because we were one block from like where everything was.
It's good soundproofing.
It was relatively quiet.
Yeah.
There's that.
Because they're on the backside of the hotel.
So I pull up my phone and I switch it over to walking directions because I know I'm not moving the vehicle. Like, the vehicle is now parked for the duration of the Gatlinburg stay. Because you can't go anywhere.
Dude, if you take that thing like 2 feet, you're gonna have 12 people walk in front of you.
Yeah.
Did you go
Just
to like
because.
a weird time where it was like higher?
I don't
level
know.
of-
No,
I don't know.
People who work there said they have no idea why there's so many fucking people here.
Yeah. I asked.
They didn't know either.
So
Like a convention in town.
End of summer coincidence, I guess.
So I set up a plan on the walking directions, and I set stops on the walking directions. We were one block from Ripley's, believe it or not. I was like, all right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to
That's
Ripley's,
cool.
believe it or not, and then there's a dollar store like 4 blocks up. We're going to go to the dollar store. We're going to buy some drinks, going to buy some snacks, walk that shit back to the hotel, and we'll be good to go.
Yeah.
For this evening, because that's all we're going to be able to get accomplished.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a cool Ripley's,
cool.
believe it or not, too.
Yeah, we were like a block from there. Is it? Because
Oh,
we...
no, I didn't go in. It's
Oh.
cool from the outside.
Yeah.
I was when I went, we were still too poor. Like, we went to Gatlinburg and didn't do anything. Basically, just walked up
walk
and down the street.
You were one
There
of
was
those
that cool.
assholes. Guys, guys.
Was there like a dinosaur museum or something there? It was
Maybe.
probably like 2 blocks from this place.
Maybe.
That was the one thing.
Was it down, like, towards the mountains, or was it back towards the other town? I don't know. I didn't see it.
I'm talking like 25 years ago, dude.
Yeah, we stopped here. Like, we didn't go on down the strip past here, because after that was like a Bubba Gump Shrimp Company, and it didn't really look like there was a lot that way. But we're like 1 block from here. And you see that thing in the background, too. I'm going to get to that.
Little Space Needle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Is
we...
that part of this or something?
No.
No,
else?
it's
That's
something. It's
something
completely
different.
something else. But where that's at is where our hotel is. We're directly across from where the entrance to that place is. So, like, we're really close.
Okay.
Like, so walking's not a problem. So we go to Ripley's, believe it or not. We wait in line. We get on the elevator. We go to the 3rd floor. Can't look at anything because there's a billion fucking people in this place. Like, I'm like, there should be a fire marshal or something.
How was their balcony?
So there was no balcony.
Oh.
So, like, I'm trying to, like, actually look at the shit because it's, like, weird tourist trap shit. Like, this is
Yeah.
what I'm here for. And I've got little fucking kids, like, just pushing me out of the way and looking at the shrunken. It's like, okay, cool. Okay, that's fine. I'll just wait till this kid's gone, and
push
then
'em
I'll
back,
take my
yeah.
turn. And then, like, a whole family of Indians, and I mean, like, from India, not Indians,
Yeah.
like, literally just pushes me on the way. So, you know what? Fucking, I don't even care about shrunken heads. I don't give a fuck about this.
Yeah, it was almost impossible for me to get a picture of the shrunken head. The only one I got was the body
Yeah.
head because I couldn't take.
You
a
didn't. I
picture
don't
of
think
it.
you ever put this on the screen,
He
did
did.
you?
Yeah, she
Oh,
did.
you did. Okay.
Yeah, it was up there.
So, you know, whatever. So it was like an hour and a half, and I'm like, all right, that was worth it if there wasn't so many fucking people.
I did get a picture of this one because no one would let their kid stop.
Yeah, it looks a little small.
A penis sheath.
Protection.
Worn as decoration, protects tribal men of Papua New Guinea.
Gourds.
Wear these kotokas
Sure.
Mhm.
made of gourds.
Yeah, looked a little small to me, but
What does
whatever.
it look
I
like
don't
it
know.
has
Mhm.
teeth inside?
It does, doesn't it?
Those are grippers.
Yeah, hang on.
If you try to pull it off, it's gonna hurt a little, so I'd be careful.
So we leave there, and like we had a good time. Like it's whatever. It's Ripley's, believe it or not. Like it was cool. They had a piece of the actual Berlin Wall. I kept trying to look at, but I couldn't see because people were pushing me out of the way to go do whatever they were doing. And nobody in this place is talking. They're all screaming. Like it got to the point where I almost like fucking took like my bandana, cut it in half, and shoved both sides of my fucking ears. But we get out of there and we walk out and we're like, all right, next stop, dollar store. And it's on my phone. And I've got walking directions to it. And internet's still not working.
Wait, I thought you went to dollar store first and took that
No,
shit
no.
back to
No,
the...
we were
No,
going to the
we were
hotel
gonna-
room.
Yeah.
That was when we going in for the
okay.
night.
Okay.
But we saw Walgreens. I was like, well, now Walgreens is
comparable.
right there. And it's not comparable.
It's comparable.
No. So we go down the street and don't find the dollar store. Like it's nowhere to be seen. But we're looking at shit we're gonna do tomorrow or whatever. And Amy and Jazz see this Italian restaurant and they're like, let's stop here and eat. And I kind of look in there and then I see it's the same restaurants also selling corn dogs to the street. Like they have
Okay.
like two kitchens set up. Like one's like corn dogs and slushies to the street, and the other one's like you go in, you have Italian.
Corn dog and slushy sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
yeah.
on board for corn dog and slushy. They kind of weren't. And
Here's my
then
card,
I
go in
saw
there.
the price of that, and it was $9.50 for a corn dog and a large Coke. And I'm like, well,
That's no different than State Fair.
I was gonna say that's like state fair price.
yeah. I didn't know I was going to the state fair, Bruce. Is my issue here.
You're in
It's a
Gatlinburg.
tourist area.
You assume you're paying
I would
that.
assume it'd be more than the state
Okay.
fair.
So, but my point is, like, if the corn dog is $9 from this restaurant, could you imagine what a plate of pasta is going to cost? Yeah. So, like, I talked them out of no. Let's not do this. Let's figure out something else. Because now I have in my head when we get back to the hotel room that night, I am now going through all the restaurants and looking at like how many dollar signs are on Google. Because I can't like
can't you sort by by dollar signs
you
or
can,
whatever?
yeah.
can yeah
Okay.
yeah.
In Gatlinburg, it's real easy.
did it.
All of them are about 3.
Jesus.
There's one
Uh,
and it's McDonald's.
Well, and Subway.
Oh,
We found a Subway.
Well, yeah, you said
There's
there was a
Subway
family
too.
of Indians there.
At like the corner of yeah. At like the corner where like the aquarium is, there's like a Subway like across the street, and I can't find this dollar store. So I go in there and like we order sandwiches, and the sandwiches for me, Jazz, Amy, and we didn't get crazy sandwiches.
And Calvin.
And Calvin, $52.
For where?
From Subway.
Not normal. So would nobody got chips except for Calvin?
So like 3 foot longs and then a kid's meal or
Yes.
something.
Yeah.
They
Like
don't
the
have
$5 footlongs.
I was
What
gonna
used
say
to
they
be
don't
the
have
$5?
that?
They don't have that anymore. No.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's a lot of money for Subway.
They
That's
were-
gotta
they
that's
were
gotta be
like-
at least
I
$10
think
a sandwich.
In Gatlinburg, wasn't that one of the $1 signs?
Yeah, that was the cheapest place you could eat in Gatlinburg, other
I
than
didn't
McDonald's.
even know you could have different prices.
Walgreens doesn't sound so bad
Well,
right about now,
also,
does it?
In a
also-
You know,
Subway.
Walgreens is on that strip too. Their prices are comparable to Subway's.
Also, you know,
Huh.
I've never
We'll
been
get
in a
there.
double-decker Subway before, but this
Oh,
was
yeah.
one that had an upstairs.
Because there was nowhere downstairs to do anything.
I went to a double decker McDonald's one
Same.
time. They had the same fucking prices.
Well, ours did
Indianapolis?
No, there's
Maybe.
one.
Mine
In,
was.
there's
It's been
one
a
in this
while.
town.
Oh, is there?
Yeah,
That
there's
doesn't
like
matter.
one in every town. Dude.
Yeah.
like it's not uncommon. It's like downtown McDonald's or like that.
Mine had
Uh,
one I went to had like a basement and had like a concierge and somebody playing the piano, and it was real fancy.
I don't think you went to McDonald's.
It
I
was
think you went to
McDonald's.
McDougal's.
Anyway,
So we come out of Subway, and I'm like, all right. Because I asked the guy behind the counter about the dollar store, and he didn't understand any of the words. He's like, what kind of cheese you want? I was like, is there a dollar store right over there? And he's like,
I don't have that kind of cheese.
what kind of cheese you want?
it comes in a can.
He was also not a native English speaker, like everyone who worked
yeah.
there. Anywhere in this town, like I guess the locals just hire in outside labor. I don't know why no
Probably.
kids are working at these places. Like I just want a kid who lives here.
It's a very business
think
Not a
minded
53-year-old
Just
Year-old
one,
man.
like not all of them. Like
We
I'm
did
fine
find
with all
one.
of them.
We found one. She wanted me to come work with her.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay.
At a hippie store.
You're
Yeah.
too nice of a person.
No, she said that I should just, I'm sure there's one in your state. Go ahead and go work there. You can work for us.
So finally we went into the hippie store where there's an actual hippie working, and I'm like, it says there's a dollar store like right here. I'm looking at my phone and I'm showing her, and I'm like, right here is you, and then right there's the dollar store. I don't see a dollar store. She's like, yeah, I don't know why Google told you that.
It hasn't been there for
Like
years.
I've been here 10 years, man. There ain't no fucking dollar store here. You're fucked. And I'm like, great, okay.
And she tells
Oh.
us there was a storm the other day that knocked out all the
Yeah,
cell towers.
and nobody's
internet
cell
and
phones
stuff.
are working. And I'm like, oh, so we came at the right time. Got it. And then I said, is there normally this many fucking people on a Tuesday evening? And she says, yeah, kind of close to it, but it's kind of crazy today. I'm like, all right. So we walk out of there, and we go to Walgreens. Because that's the only place we're going to be able to get a drink. Because I'm not going to pay $2 a soda at the fucking hotel. The fuck was that?
I don't know.
Did you hit the?
I know what it was.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's a slammer.
This is
That's what I thought it was.
This story's taking way too long, and I'm just in day one.
Yeah.
Oh, you're fine.
Go in Walgreens, and I paid fucking $7 for a 12-pack of Cokes.
Holy
I mean, that's
shit.
a lot, but if they're not on sale, they're usually like $4.99, $5.99.
What about
No.
a gas station?
$5 is not on sale. 4 for $12, son.
Like even
4 for $12.
gas station prices
No gas
are cheaper
stations.
than that.
No gas stations.
We couldn't
Oh,
find a gas
there are
station.
no
right?
gas
Should be
stations.
there.
If you don't drive, you don't need a gas. Silly me.
There's like one at like the end of the fucking road, but to get there in your car would have taken you like 45 minutes, even though you could almost see it. So whatever.
And then you wait 30 minutes in line for the gas pump because it's the only fucking gas station anyone can go
You
to.
didn't bring your own drinks? I mean, I know you go on family trips.
I hear you. I hear you. I'm glad you brought that up. Now, somebody said, you know what we ought to do before we get down there? We ought to stop at a Kroger and just go on and get all this shit when we pass one.
I got a cooler if you want to borrow it
Yeah,
for your
that's
next
normal.
vacation,
Cooler.
Jason.
Oh, there was a cooler. I made sure there was a cooler. Now, what was the general
Fucking knives
perception
in
of
it.
my ideal that we ought to stop? Now, you were there.
Full of knives.
It's had to be refrigerated.
And peaches.
Actually, no, I
Peaches.
put peaches in the cooler. The cooler had 7 fucking peaches in it for me.
Now, when I said, let's stop at a Kroger
Oh,
when we
that's
see one to load up on the snacks and the drinks so we don't have to do it later, what would you say the reply I got back from the people in the car?
Well, I
that
pointed
didn't
out
sound like
Walmart.
a question. What you just said.
Yeah.
What does that
Yeah.
matter?
Here was
I
the
pointed
reply
out
I
at
got
Walmart,
from
and
my wife
Amy
was,
kind of,
they'll have something down there.
yeah. Amy was like, no, well, we could get something closer. And I tried pointing out a Walmart on the way because I didn't know where anything was going to be.
So you're laying this blame solely at Amy's feet.
Well, to be fair, I'd been to Gatlinburg before, and we'd never done the strip. But when I was here, anywhere we wanted to go, we pulled up, parked in, and we were the only fuckers around.
I don't know when the fuck you went. That's a lie. You didn't go to Gatlinburg.
We also stayed in
you
a
went to
cabin, and I
you-
got to go hiking on trails.
You went
so
like
some of that
fucking
was.
Soviet Gatlinburg. It wasn't the real one.
I don't remember pedestrian traffic being that bad, but like I said, that was literally 25 years ago. So,
Yeah, it was really, really bad.
I moved my wallet to my front pocket because so many people had bumped into my ass. I'm like, one of them's got to be a pickpocket.
So you were concerned because there's a higher than usual Nigerian presence there.
No, I was concerned because there
That's why
wasn't
you
a
moved
time
your
when
wallet.
someone I didn't know wasn't touching me.
Yeah.
And nobody took
That
care of their
bothers me.
nobody took care of their fucking kids in this place. I corralled 4 kids my fucking self from walking into the street. Like toddlers, like his age kid.
Oh, shit.
Like just fucking waddling towards the street, and I'm like, "Where are you going, little shit? Get back here!"
What do you have to worry
Dudes
about
on
him walking
fucking
in the street for?
motorcycles. Dudes on motorcycles were going around cars and shit, like, and the kid's just walking out there. I'm like, "Get your fucking kid!"
This sounds like a fun trip, Bruce.
I would have liked to have watched it.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, I said it was called frantic. It was very frantic.
So we go to Walgreens, and my kid's asking for, "Oh, I want some of these cookies." Like,
Yeah.
those are $8. Put them down. Like I'm broke. Like I'm broke at this point. So we get back, and they've put a little latch on the fucking bathroom door. Okay,
Oh, nice.
fine.
Little ray of hope.
They go down to the swimming pool, and the swimming pool in this place is in the basement,
Yeah.
Okay.
and they have industrial fans set up on the pool. Because you know that's exactly what you want when you get out of the pool, is to immediately be hit by an industrial fan.
Well, it dries you off. There's
Yeah.
no need for a towel.
This
Just-
one did not dry
I'm
you off.
not
it
as
just
disappointed
made
with
you-
that. That
most
freezes
amusement
you.
parks you have to pay $5 for
Well,
the
this-
for
that's
the,
warm
for
air.
the blow dry.
That's warm air.
That's true.
It's a little different.
This was
Uh,
the AC unit. It looked like a ginormous tube that ran across the top and just had holes that every inch blew fucking air onto you. Angled down.
So whatever. I was like, all right, let's go the fuck to bed. And let me describe these beds to you.
Day one, people. Day one.
It's just still day one. Not hard. Not hard to get in these beds. Because all you did was walk to the bed and just go, think. And you were in the bed because the bed was this fucking high.
Calvin asked me to help him get on the bed.
Calvin
'cause
like
he could
had to
not
like
get
take a
on
running
there.
jump to get
Yes.
on the fucking bed. Like he had to.
It was really
Uh,
tall of a bed, and it's not just Jason. It
Not-
was all of us.
Not even done with this hotel. Like not like you think like this is as shitty as a Country Inn and Suites, a national chain who's like not the best quality, but okay quality can get. It gets worse.
Most of them I've stayed in have been not bad.
Yeah,
For-
they're
for
good.
the price.
They're
They're
good.
good.
They're like a good middle hotel.
Literally get what you pay for, pretty much.
Well, I paid like almost $400. So no, I didn't. No, for the record, I did not.
How many nights?
2.
Oh,
That's
no.
that's
Yeah.
kind of a lot.
That was
Of
one
course,
the
I mean, think
cheaper
about where
ones
he's at
in the
though.
area.
Yeah.
He's in Gatlinburg, so
I am
a lot
one,
of this shit
yeah,
is.
I am 1 block from Ripley's, is where we're staying.
That's true. You're paying
Yeah.
for location.
So,
So day one is over.
God, this is taking so long.
It's
50
fine.
minutes
It's fine.
into this show,
You're good.
Day one.
and we're still on day one.
Technically day two if you count the peach trip.
Vacation,
what happened
up into
here.
this point, now this is Wednesday morning, up into this point, I have not been able to sleep past
Day
6
one of
o'clock.
vacation day.
6 o'clock,
Yeah.
I've been up before 6 o'clock every day on vacation. This also happens on Wednesday, the first morning I'm in Gatlinburg. So I get up, wake her up, we go get breakfast down in the Continental Breakfast.
Those are always disappointing.
This one had
It's
chewy
all
bacon. I've never had chewy bacon in my life, but
Oh.
I've had it now, and I was not impressed.
It's not good.
They had
It's-
mini omelet things,
Those were okay.
and then the make your own waffles.
Those always disappoint. They
Oh.
don't. It's the batter or something that they use.
Anyway, so then I come back up. I wake up Amy and Calvin, and I'm like, all right, you guys, you need to get dressed. You need to go eat because we're going to be at this shit when it opens before anybody in this town's fucking awake. Because nothing closes till like 1 o'clock. I'm like, so I feel like the crowds are going to be less during the day.
Real quick, in my head, I picture you waking up, and you go out on your tiny balcony, and no shirt or nothing. You're just out there enjoying the morning. And then as you go back, you hear that him scooting along the glass to get back inside because everything is just—he's hitting everything.
It was similar, but I wore a shirt. So they get up, they get dressed, we leave, we get down to where we're going to go to the Space Needle thing. It was our first stop that day, the Space Needle. And then the Pinball Museum.
Yeah.
I'm like, because I really want to get in this pinball. Like, I got to do this Pinball Museum.
Space Needle would be the best one to go to early.
That's what I was
because
thinking. It'd be
Crowds would make that the
clear.
worst.
It would
Yeah.
be clear. You'd be able to see everything, and there wouldn't be a bunch of fucking people. Not open yet. They don't open for like another 20, 30 minutes. So I'm like, okay, fine. And so we sit on a bench in front of Ripley's, and we're just looking at all the crazy shit on the outside of Ripley's and waiting on the place to open in another 20 minutes. I look over at Jazz.
Yeah.
She's wearing a see-through shirt.
Oh no!
And I'm like,
Yeah. They all say, you can see everything. I said, fuck you guys. I've worn this with you multiple times. This isn't the first fucking time I've been out and about with this shirt on.
I'm like,
They are the ones who gave me that goddamn shirt.
That's
They're like, yeah, but it
It
was,
is a plot
it was always
against me.
appropriate before.
Like, it was so see-through in the sun that it's like I could read what brand it was off the tag. Like, and I never noticed it before. Like, it wasn't the first time she'd wore the shirt, but it was the first time it had been see-through for whatever reason. So she's like, fuck. And then
Everybody's been trying to tell her, but nobody spoke English. Excusey.
I see your business, miss. So she goes back to the hotel to change, and I'm feeling bad for her. And the only thing, because she's had to walk all the way back, and plus she's got the embarrassment, she's been wearing a see-through shirt for like a month.
I had no fucking clue. No one
So,
ever fucking told me, and I never saw it.
So I go, yeah. So I fucking, like, the only thing that's open is this fudge shop. And it's $7 for a pound of fudge.
Okay, I mean,
And so I bought a thing of peanut butter chocolate fudge for her to
Nice.
try. And then I took a bite just to try it out. And next thing I know, there's like half of it left. I was like, well, I feel bad about this. I wrap it back up.
Walked
save
back
it for
and
her.
bought another one.
And then she gets there, and we go up in the Space Needle. And it's in the middle of an arcade. Like, to get to the Space Needle, to buy your tickets to the Space Needle, it's in the middle of an arcade. But it includes tickets for night. So if you want to come back after dark,
okay.
but you can't exclude tickets for night. And it's a glass elevator that moves about the speed you would expect molasses to pour from the top of that thing.
And it was set on fast.
It was on fast. So we're just creeping up this thing. We get up there, and I get vertigo. Never had vertigo in my life. I don't know why I got it then.
So you just got dizzy.
I felt like the thing was swaying back and forth, and it was not.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm just going to go sit on this bench, y'all. Just go on and look. And then every time I look up, Calvin's like hanging on a fucking railing. I was like, get that kid! Get that fucking kid off that railing! Yeah. So that's what it was like up there. And then Amy's Peppa Pig watch
That's
broke.
a nice view.
And when her Peppa Pig watch broke up there, like, part of it had fell through the cracks in some of those boards, so it's gone forever. She's upset as hell over her Peppa Pig watch. Like, was really upset about it. Anyway, so we come down, and then we walk to the Pinball Museum. Doesn't open for another hour. It doesn't open like 10. And I'm like, fuck. All right.
Was that an avocado on Calvin's shirt?
That's what I was looking at. I
It's
was
a
trying to
shark.
See what was on his
Shark
shirt.
coming out of the water.
Okay. All right.
So, yeah, that's the view from up there.
That's a good view.
Yeah.
Well, I found out later
There's
that
not
afternoon.
really anything to look at but trees, but it's a good
Well,
view.
no, there's other views. There's like the strip and stuff if you look the other way. I found out later that day I had made a wrong turn and wound up on a mountain across from this and looked down at this thing, and I was like, well, why the fuck do we even pay for that? But my asshole was puckered so tight getting up there because there was like curves in that road that the car physically couldn't make at any speed. Like you just had to like you couldn't
Drift?
turn. You couldn't no like I'm talking about like it was like
If you turned the
2
way
miles
the
an
road
hour.
was, your ass would kiss the front of your car.
like you just couldn't. Like you had to go in the other lane to make this. You couldn't stay in your lane.
No.
So,
These turns were harder than right angles.
like maybe on a bicycle you could have done it. Anything smaller than or larger than a bicycle, you were fucked. Anyway, so we come down there. We can't go to the Pinball Museum. I'm a little disappointed. Can't go to the Pinball Museum right now, but we'll get it on the way back. Was the plan. So we walk down through there, and there's like an indoor mall, just filled with garbage shops with garbage people doing garbage things.
Okay. Yeah.
Had like
Uh,
5 fucking floors.
Yeah.
Oh,
And they were
that's
like half
something.
floors. Like it would be like this floor, this floor, this floor, this floor. Nothing over here. But yeah. So we go in there, spent like another $100 in that place. So now we're up to like 500 on this vacation. Not counting that we've already bought the tickets. Like I'm not even counting stuff we've prepaid for.
Yeah.
And we come down. Oh, and I forgot to tell you this part. When we went to the outlet mall for Calvin's clothes shopping before we ever left on vacation, Amy left her phone in the bathroom.
Nice.
So we like brand new phone. I just got it from Mother's Day, so we had to run to customer service because somebody had turned it in and got it.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad you got it.
Had to tell you that to tell you this. So we come out of there and we went to Guinness World's Records, like a museum they have,
Yeah.
which actually turned out to be really cool because they have like some shit from some world record holders, but then the whole bottom of the place is like stuff you can do to break the world record. They have like stuff set up, and it like you get a badge, like an ID badge that has an RFID in it, and it'll scan it. And so it keeps track of it, and you can actually attempt to break the world record.
That's cool.
Which of course none of us did. Amy had the loudest scream of the day, but not nowhere near the world record scream.
She was still pretty impressed with her scream.
That's neat.
So we leave there, and we spent a good couple hours, probably a couple hours there, because it was fun. There was a lot of weird stuff.
Do you like actually qualify for the like? Do you
If
get
you-
the
if you
record
beat
if you
the
beat
record,
one, or do
if
you?
you-
Does there have to be like a
Well,
a,
normally there's a
a
judge. there.
judge there watching
The
you
machine's set
to
up
see you do it?
to where, like, you put the
So
thing in, and that's your world record attempt.
Huh.
And it's only on certain ones that there's really not a weighted sheet.
That's
on.
still pretty neat.
Yeah, like
Uh.
something like Whack-A-Mole wasn't technically a world record one, but you could play your record against everyone who's played in the museum.
And it would tell you what
Because
the world
whack-a-mole
record
you could
was.
cheat at if you
Yeah.
had two people with
So
two
that
things.
one wouldn't be one of the ones that would qualify. Like the one that would qualify would be like the world's loudest scream, and it records the video and records the scream, and it has a decibel meter and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we leave there, and like we had a good time there, whatever. It was one of the funner things we did. And we get to the mirror maze, and we walk into the mirror maze, which they made us put on these plastic gloves for.
Yeah, because you don't want to
Smudge
smear the
mirrors.
fucking mirrors.
And then this one says, I don't have my phone.
My
Oh.
phone was back at the last event.
So we had to leave the mirror maze. Like we had to now come back out. And we were like,
Get
"Dude,
out!"
Can we just come back because she left her phone?" And he's like, yeah, your tickets are good all day. So whatever. So we left. We went back. Had to talk to the Guinness people to try to get them to let us in to get her phone. And they're like, yeah, whatever. You got the lanyard. Just go in. Nobody seemed to care.
That's good.
Yeah, it was
And her phone was
very-
still sitting on the machine she had just finished playing. So now I've got two of these people that have left their phones, and they're wondering why I'm upset and asking every time we go anywhere, do y'all have your phones?
No, I
This
can
one
be on
asked me,
board with it,
she
yeah.
said, when is this, are you going to have your phones thing going to stop? And I'm like,
Yeah.
when you haven't forgot your phone for a week. Talk to
Yeah.
me in a week when you haven't lost your phone in
No,
that
I
week.
just
It
refuse
has
to wear
been
girls' pants
2
anymore.
days since the last lost phone incident.
No, I just don't
Yeah.
wear female pants anymore because I
Right.
can't fit my phone in the pocket.
God damn it! I can see Jason
Jason walks up to
erasing the
fridge.
number and writing a fucking 0 on there.
So then we go to the mirror maze, and the mirror maze, like, I'm thinking it's going to be like an hour-long, like, event. Like, I'm thinking we're going to be in this maze for an hour. We were in there for 5 minutes. We
Yeah.
paid
You solved
like,
the maze. Good
like
job.
$15 a person for this
That's a
5-minute
lot.
walk through.
Yeah, it
the mirror
wasn't
maze.
as impressive as it seemed it was going to be.
Some of it looked cool, and there were many different angles of my bald spot that I didn't I didn't need to see, but I got to see.
Were there any that made it look smaller?
No,
you'd be
all
like,
of them-
"Hey,
all
take a
of them-
picture of that one.
Yeah, where's the
That's a
photo
good-
at?
That's a good photo op right here.
I feel like all of them made it look larger. So then we get out of there, and then the next stop is the fucking aquarium. And now, bear in mind, up to this point, it's so fucking early. There hasn't been a line for anything. Nobody's anywhere. Like, we see some people, but it's
Good.
not like it was the night before. And I'm like, maybe that was an aberration. Maybe there was like some kind of
He
thing
he
in
made it through it.
town. We get to Ripley's, we walk inside, and it's just chaos isn't enough of a word to describe what was happening. in
This isn't the
fucking
main
aquarium.
part.
This
This
is
the waiting
before
part.
you go in.
Could
Yeah.
you not believe it?
I could not
Fuck
believe
you.
how crowded this fucking aquarium was.
Yeah,
God
this
damn
is
it,
just
that punched
waiting
me
to
right in
go
my gut.
Thank you,
into the
Jason.
main point.
I'm
Just
just
let it
happy you
go.
went with it.
I don't care.
Is that an anchor?
It is.
Yes, that is an anchor.
That's you start every fight with 10 block.
Fuck you again. God damn it, Bruce. It's a Slay the
relic
Spire
and
joke.
Slay
It's a
the
relic
Spire.
and Slay the Spire.
Anyway,
That's an actual relic.
I enjoy
not
that
a-
joke better than
not
the first
a-
one.
Not a knockoff.
so
relic.
Not a.
you guys have been in an aquarium, right?
Yes.
Like I could give a shit less about aquarium. It's like a fucking large fish tank. Like these fish are bigger than the ones people have in their house. I don't care. This one was like good. Like overall was better than most aquariums.
I got
Like-
excited because I got to touch a
Like,
jellyfish.
it was nice.
That's not really one you pet.
Well, she did.
It's
I
not a
did.
petting animal.
These were petters apparently.
Grab its tentacle and
So
Swinging around.
so when you're in an aquarium, the fish are lit up. The walking space is not. And this place is just asses and elbows. Like, you gotta wait like 10 minutes to look at this aquarium, then you get up to the fucking aquarium and realize the fucking fish is out. He ain't even here. Where the fuck?
Okay, it was just the one that we're scared of. The octopus was gone. It was missing. It ran away from his cage. We don't know.
We
where it
waited
went.
for 5 minutes to get in one tank of shit that I've seen in my fish tank whenever I was a kid.
how does an octopus run? What does that mean?
They escape all the time.
Octopuses can escape.
Oh yeah,
They
they're
escape.
they're crafty
Yeah.
fuckers.
They're the hamsters of the sea.
You pet a shark.
They're
Don't pet a
extremely
jellyfish.
smart
I've
and,
pet a
and
shark too
dexterous.
Okay, good.
before, and a
They
horseshoe
don't
crab.
have
now.
fingers.
They have those.
Haven't you
suckers
seen the
and those
videos where
things.
they like slide through like the tiniest little holes and shit? And
No.
it's pretty neat how they do it.
This is taking entirely too long. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Yeah,
I don't know what
fine,
else to
you're
do. But we don't have Brian and neighbors. There's no
Dark and crowded.
I mean, honestly, this week at work it wasn't that bad, so there wasn't really a whole lot to talk about. The weather's been
That
fine.
sucks, man. That it wasn't that bad.
The weather was fine this week.
That means it's gonna be bad next week.
It's supposed to rain tomorrow and Tuesday.
I'm off tomorrow and Tuesday. Remember, I got mad at Jordan and took 2 extra days.
Oh yeah.
So, anyway, so there's one tank nobody's standing in front of, and Amy just like beelines for it, and proceeds to walk into the fucking tank, like fucking Three Stooges fucking bit, like walks into the fucking. Because the tank, instead of being flat like every tank
It
we
was
have encountered,
rounded.
it was curved out like
Yeah.
this, and you can see the carpet goes all the way to the wall, but the tank sticks out this fucking far.
She didn't like walk into it with her face, did she?
Oh,
did.
she absolutely did.
God, she did.
Her glasses flew off. She thought
Oh
she
my
broke her
God.
glasses. Her fucking eye was bruised where her glasses had
Oh,
slammed into her
shit.
face.
Oh, I would have requested the security
And
footage.
she is standing there like this. Why the fuck would you do that? Like screaming
Yelling
at
at
the,
the
fucking tank. And I'm like,
Oh,
Amy,
Amy.
it's not the tank's fault. No, I mean the people that put it here.
like
You
a-
can't fucking see it.
Which
like a
one of y'all just
bird.
kicked me?
It's like a bird that flew into a clear window.
Pretty much.
She's on the floor just.
Calvin's over here going, Mom, there's a tank here.
Oh,
So-
God.
Which
She
why
heard
would
him.
why would you curve a tank like that?
I don't know. It's the only
I
one in
mean,
the
I
whole place.
understand
It's
her
like
point,
I
but-
feel like
the
somebody.
only one in the whole building.
I feel like it's somebody set it up as a joke, and there's like a two-way mirror. You can't see it. It's just employees laughing their ass off. Because it's so bad. Like, I just watched her walk into it, and as she's getting set on, I went to go, Amy, there's a tank right here. And when I put my hand out to where I thought the tank was, I bent my fingers back because I hit it like 6 inches before where I thought it was. Like, it was fucking invisible.
That's awesome.
They've got fucking warnings on this now because of you.
They
your
need
family.
one.
It's the Jason rule.
Then what I wanted to do was set off to the side and watch other people walk into it, but everybody wanted to keep moving. So then we come to this cool part where there's a moving sidewalk.
Yeah.
like under all of this tank. So like that took like 35 minutes. You just stand there and watch, like as you like go
I mean, they
through
have
the
that at
fish.
Airports and casinos, so
No. You're under the tank. That
Oh,
way,
okay.
like
You're
people
in
don't.
like tubes of tanks.
Yeah, that way people. Yeah, like that whole thing is moving.
She looked like she just walked into a glass there.
My
Yeah.
God, look at her! Look at how disgusted
I know.
she is.
She
What
fucking
is she looking at right
fucking
now?
fish.
She was fucking.
Think you're better
angry
than me?
after this happened.
Not walking into glass.
And Calvin's like, Dad, why is Mommy so angry?
Look at that woolly mammoth in the corner. Jesus.
Yeah. So yeah, she was
I do not
done with the
approve
fucking
of these
aquarium after
fish.
she walked into. So you ride through this thing. It's like 35, 40 minutes, and that was cool because like you didn't have to wait. Like
Yeah.
you just got to everything.
And nobody pushes you because everyone's standing
Yeah, everybody's
still.
standing still. So that was nice. And then, like, they touched a jellyfish. And then there was some other odds. I don't know. It was a fucking aquarium. There was penguins.
Ooh.
And then it dumps you out into the gift shop. Now, none of the Ripleys had a fucking... Yeah, this is the thing
nice.
where the moving sidewalk was.
Yeah.
It's just chilling there, laying on top of us.
And none
Whatever.
of the Ripleys had a fucking gift shop. None of the other
Yeah,
stores
no.
did that were worth anything. Which kind of annoyed me because they had a claw machine that had like stuffed Beanie Baby looking things, except they were like two-headed calves and like, you know,
That's
three-eyed
actually kind of
kittens.
cool, though. I like that.
Yeah.
I
Cool as
really
shit.
wanted like each one of those. So I
You
was
still
really
had
hoping.
$8.50 in quarters. What'd you do with it?
Yeah, no,
Right.
I didn't. Although that claw machine did take credit cards because it was $2 for a try.
Oh, God.
So I didn't, but I was hoping to find one. So we wound up in the aquarium gift shop, and this is probably the nicest aquarium I've ever been at. But the aquarium gift shop was like a third of the size of the entire fucking building. It was fucking massive.
Yeah.
And next thing I know, we spent like $125 in the Ripley's aquarium gift
You
shop.
just spent less
somehow.
on the claw machine.
I know, right? I didn't get shit. I didn't get shit at the aquarium. Like, I didn't buy anything. Like, I'm just, like, up there, and I'm like, why do y'all just keep putting shit on the counter? What is all this? So then we left, and then her foot was hurting, and Calvin was extremely tired.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, all right, so what do we do? So we stopped at a couple more, like, little gift shops, and Amy bought a shirt that said, had this place called Kleeman's Dome, which is, like, the highest place you can drive to in America. And it said...
Is that there?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And
Yeah.
it had like a fucking like bear hiking, and it said, "Man, I am high."
Okay.
I am
And then-
so high.
Man, I am so high, and then in real small letters, "Up on this mountain." So
Decent
of
shirt.
course she bought the shirt immediately.
Yeah.
And while we were checking out, we talked to the proprietor of the shop because Amy wanted to see a bear, like that was her thing. And we kept pointing out bears to her, but they were always stuffed bears,
Yeah.
fake
Or like
bears.
the statues of
picture
bears
of a bear.
around it. Yeah.
Hey, bear. And so, like, the woman's like, why do you keep yelling bear? Like, what's up? and so we explained to her, well, Amy really wants to see a bear. And she's like, well, you drive to the woods. Like, what? And she's like, yeah, but I don't want to, like, go super far. He's like, what, you want to see a bear at Subway? Like, is that what you want? And Amy's like, yeah, kind of. And she's like, well, go there, like 4 o'clock in the morning. Maybe you'll see a bear. She's like, okay. And then left. And I'm like, that woman was making fun of you that
Yeah.
whole time. I don't know if you realize it. She's like, I don't care.
She
So
just wanted to see a bear.
everybody's exhausted. Nobody wants to walk anymore. So we go to the hotel room, and we're gonna order a pizza.
Because there's Domino's.
Okay. Relatively.
No.
cheap.
That's not what we were gonna do. We were gonna go back to the hotel room. We're gonna get the car, and then we were gonna drive to that Klingman Dome place we heard about, and through the Smoky Mountains, and maybe
Oh, yeah.
maybe Amy will see a bear because it's like 25 miles away.
Yeah.
And it's like a 2-lane like forest, like wood thing that you're driving to. And I thought maybe that would be a good way to get her to see a bear. Is like a section where there's not a lot of cars. Maybe you come across a bear chilling
I mean,
on
it
the side
sounds
of the
like a
road,
decent
eating a
idea.
picnic
I mean-
basket. I don't know.
Yeah.
So we're going to the highest spot you can drive to, which is Cleveland's Dome.
Over 6,000 feet.
I was getting ready to ask.
Yeah.
I'll get the exact
Is
numbers
it,
on my
is,
phone in a
is it
minute.
like bumper to bumper the entire way there?
Yeah.
Not the entire way
Actually,
there. Once you
I
get
mean-
towards the top.
Yeah, like there was a lot of fucking
Worse
cars
than
for
that.
like a fucking national forest road. Yeah.
Is this a thing you have to pay?
No. It's part of the
like
national
when you
park.
get up there.
No.
Is it just like a turnaround, or do you go up there and?
There's a parking lot.
Okay.
It did no good.
That's what I'm saying.
But there was a fucking parking lot. And Amy, as we go higher in altitude, I think the air pressure changed her bladder because she is in the back seat rocking. Like,
oh no.
She's having
we're
some
just
issues.
about at a decision
Been
point,
there.
fellas. We
Yeah,
got to do
been
something.
there.
As we approach the fucking top of this mountain, there's just cars on both sides of the road. Like setting at angles like this. I'm like, why the fuck are all these cars here? And then I see people getting out of their cars, and I'm like, oh, there's nowhere else to park. And we get up there, and it's just a loop, and there's 4 bathrooms. There is 20 people waiting in line at each one of these 4 bathrooms.
Yeah, there hasn't been a stop any other
And
along
I'm
the
like,
way.
I don't know.
Same thing's happening to everybody.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know where we're gonna park. I don't think we can stop here. She's like, it's too late. She just threw the door open, got out, got in line. And so while I'm creeping through traffic, I'm like, so what do you want me to do? Go back down this fucking mountain and come back and get you? She's like, I don't care what you do. I've got to use this bathroom. Like, there's no, I'll try to catch you. What do you want?
Yeah, she said the next thing was we were cleaning up the car. Like,
Yeah.
that was the next step.
So-
We were going to have to clean the fucking car.
Not the RAV4.
So we go around the corner, and there's another set of bathrooms, and then somebody's trying to pull out. So I slam on my brakes, and I just, like, fucking, like, held the whole line till this dude got his fucking massive little penis truck out and got going down, and then I pulled in there. And then I look, and I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. We're on a fucking mountain. And, like, people behind me are giving me the finger and stuff because I got this parking spot that they were
Which is
hoping
the
they
only
would
way
get.
anybody got a parking
Yeah.
spot, is letting somebody out and then taking the spot.
And so we, like, look at this shit. Like, literally, this has been an ordeal. We look at this shit for, like, 5 minutes. It's like, wow, we're up on a fucking mountain. Cool. All right, get back in the car. So we get back in the car. We drive back down this fucking mountain, which I didn't know. The next day we had to drive right past this fucking mountain again because
That's
of
pretty neat.
someplace we were going.
Yeah, that's
that's
a
it.
really good view. That's cool.
Yeah, okay. But, like, how long are you going to look at the view?
Of course, I didn't wait in line or have to deal with.
I'm already tired of it.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah,
like.
that-
Like, I was there. It
that
took me
split
a
second.
little bit
If
longer.
I'd have had to wait in a line of cars to see that,
long enough for me to
I
get a
would've been
picture.
upset. Right.
I mean, it was in 3D. Like, you know what
Breathe
I mean?
the air. Oh wait,
Which
there's
was-
less oxygen.
Which that part was really cool because when we like were at the bottom of the mountain in Gatlinburg, it was like 87 degrees. Right there, it was like 60 degrees.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Like,
And the car told us the temperature as we climbed, so we kept watching it go down.
yeah. I mean, that part was cool.
Where I would set my shack up.
So then we go back to the hotel room, and now we've come up with a dinner plan because we have looked at the restaurants. Really, we can
Yeah.
afford this, but we can't afford this and anything else.
Would you decide it was Domino's?
Exactly. Fucking
I'm going to
Domino's.
stop you for a second. The elevation was 6,643 feet.
Domino's.
How high that mountain is that we went on.
So the plan was we were gonna order pizza. This is like 5 o'clock when we get back. We're gonna order a pizza. We're gonna eat the pizza, and then we're gonna go to the pinball thing after dinner.
Oh, I forgot
Yeah.
about the pinball thing.
Yeah, so did everybody.
Not everybody.
Not Jason.
No.
I didn't either.
So we're gonna order the pizza, eat the pizza, go to the pinball thing, come back. They're gonna go to the pool, and then we're gonna go to bed. And we're gonna do more shit tomorrow, and that's where we'll take a break.
Okay.
Is ordering Domino's. Jesus Christ,
Part
this is
2
taking
of
forever.
this story next week on Out for Delivery.
No. It'll be in like 5 minutes, guys. 5 minutes. Yeah, mics are live. How many knives did you just bring out? It's fucking ridiculous. No, but it's got like that like angled blade I like.
I already had like
Pretty neat.
two.
And that's like a cheap knife brand, but it's like high quality. I don't know how to explain. Like it's good quality, like pocket knife. Like you carry it every day. And it won't tear up, but it's not like a case, which is now just collectors apparently.
Bruce. Fuck yeah. Good shit.
Switch cameras back on. We're back live.
I was told to bring my knives, so I did.
I didn't tell you to bring your knives.
I heard people tell me to bring my knives.
There were several people, and I think all of us did. 'Cause you said go during the break.
Yeah, throwing knives. Yeah.
Yeah, throwing knives.
Functional.
Something's out there killing your chickens. You gotta fucking defend yourself.
I don't know of a lot of situations where throwing knives are what I would consider functional. I mean, unless you're a ninja, of course.
Maybe I'm training.
Back in.
But you don't want to scare off the other predators. You want them all there, so you kill them silently.
All right, welcome back to After Delivery. I'm this week's host, After Lunch, Jason, joined by the short crew, Jazz, the knife girl, who's now showing off
Yes,
her knives.
I love my knives.
Fred, who won a medal for overall most handsome.
And a tiara.
And a tiara.
Music's really loud.
Who did he win that from?
There it is.
Like, what are the qualifications here?
I'm sure we're gonna get into that once I finish the fucking shit fucking week I had. And Bruce, who's never won anything, you can join us live on Twitch every Sunday at Eldorado Studio on Twitch. Visit the website at eldoradostudio.net where you can find links to the support. Do not fucking forget that we have a marathon fucking show coming up in October. If you want to participate, be here, so on and so forth. Get a hold of me.
4th, 5th, isn't that around there?
I don't remember what the exact date is. It's Columbus Day weekend. So support the show. And back to this fucking disaster of a fucking vacation. So we ordered Domino's is where I'd left
That's right.
off.
Yes.
The,
Amy placed the order.
Yeah, Amy placed the order. The pizza tracker went down.
We didn't know that.
Tried to call it. Apparently it went down because it was stuck on Bradley's checking your order for accuracy
Bradley.
for 2 hours.
Huh.
And we'd already paid for the pizza, which was the dumbest thing we
It
could have
must
done.
have been a very inaccurate order.
Yeah,
It told us it was going to take 20 to 30 minutes.
On her special
Yeah.
instructions, she wrote, must have picture of bear. So you had to go out to the fucking... She wants to see a bear, damn it.
No.
It doesn't count if it's in a picture.
So the pizza arrived at 7:45 that had been ordered at like 5:15. And our pizza still to this day on the pizza tracker says it's still being verified
Yeah.
for accuracy.
That's good.
It was very like Amy's thin crust pizza, which she likes Domino's because her thin crust is like basically crackers.
Their deep dish is good too now.
It was very soggy.
Floppy.
The whole pizza was good because I feel like
I feel like they had been sitting there
they
for
had
2
been.
hours.
No doubt they had been sitting in a warmer for 2 hours.
This is the worst part of the story so far you've told.
This is the greatest tragedy right here.
Yeah.
But somebody new made them, so it was a really good pizza on my end because mine didn't get as soggy as hers did because it doesn't have like that crackery crust. And there was just massive amounts of cheese and toppings. Like they had just went 4
Crazy.
pizzas on my pizza. So all right, whatever, that's cool. So we ate pizza and we piled all the boxes up by the little tiny motel garbage
Hold on.
can, which was
All the boxes.
well, Amy got her individual, Jazz got an individual, I got an individual, and Calvin
okay.
got an
All right.
individual. But they were mediums.
Yeah. And that medium thin crust didn't nothing.
Well, and we didn't eat it all either. We just
Yeah.
piled it back into one box. But put the empty boxes by the little,
Yeah, mini
know.
trash can.
it's like this big by that tall, like a 12-inch garbage can.
Yeah.
And then nobody kind of wanted to go back out to the pinball thing.
Oh no.
Because it was getting late. It was like after 8 o'clock.
You could have went by yourself.
I would have gone with him.
But they
yeah.
didn't close till like 1
Midnight.
or something.
Yeah.
They didn't
right?
close at midnight, yeah.
And it was only what, 7:30, 8 o'clock at this point?
Yeah.
No, this was like approaching 9.
Okay.
And Amy and Calvin still had to swim. I was exhausted because I've been up since 5:30.
Plus, it's already
Did
past
that
his
just quit or just
regular
like go slower?
bedtime. No, it's still running.
It's still
Okay.
running.
Yeah. So, so I didn't go. Whatever. So I took a shower. I found a way to hook the switch with Hulu up to the hotel television because their TV selection sucked. Put on
Yeah,
super
good.
slow store and fell asleep before they turned off the lights. Like I was gone
Jeez.
before they turned off.
That was
the
a busy
lights.
day, man. I'm surprised you made it that long.
Well, and plus, like I haven't, I've been going to bed later because I'm on vacation, but my body hasn't let me sleep past fucking 6 o'clock all fucking week.
Quick question: Do you bring your CPAP everywhere?
Yeah, of
Okay.
course.
I'm just curious because that's kind of a big machine, isn't it?
It's like this big,
Okay.
but plus the hose and a mask. But like
Yeah.
my actual machine's like that.
There was a little bag about this big of just the
Just
stuff
curious.
all fits into it nicely.
Yeah, so I just throw that on because I've already got it set up on the thing and pass out.
I feel like I've taken an entire vacation.
I know,
as long
right?
as it's taken him to talk about just
This is
one
day 2.
day.
This is everything that happened to me in 2 fucking days.
Become
like
a
we're just
Patreon
now
member. Hear the rest of this story.
we're just now at the
For
end
the
of fucking
conclusion
day
of
2,
Jason's
man.
vacation.
So I get up to go piss, and like the sleeping arrangement while we're on vacation is I'm in this bed, Jazz is in this bed, like so we're in a bed together, and then Amy and Calvin's in the other bed.
Yeah.
Is how we're sleeping in this 2-bedroom hotel. So I get up to go piss, and I go piss, and this of course wakes her up.
So then
And
I have to go.
So then I
piss.
get back, and I'm laying down, and I'm not like back asleep by any means. I've got the mask on and everything, and I'm laying there. And
I'm reaching for the corner of the bed
she's
to
coming
find
back to the
the
bed.
covers.
and I feel something like on my arm, like here where my shirt sleeve is, just kind of like that. And I'm thinking it's Jazz trying to find the covers. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And then I feel it run down my arm and realize it is a fucking mouse.
Oh shit!
Yeah. I
A
see
mouse
Jason.
has just fucking run down my arm. So I throw the mask off and I said, Jesus fuck, there's a fucking mouse on me. What the
That
fuck?
is not what came out of your mouth.
What come out? I don't know.
Jesus fuck! Hell, what was that? Just
Yeah.
like screaming.
So you didn't even know it was a mouse at that point. It was
At that
just
point, I did
something
not.
running on your arm.
Oh.
And he's jumped up to the other side of the bed, and
It's
the
a
next
mouse,
thing-
not a rat. So
the
it
next
has
thing
weight,
you
but
said
it's not.
was, Jazz, what did you just do?
I don't know.
Your pet mouse is out again.
I said,
Amy,
didn't do
like I turn on the light and I'm like, what the fuck? And Amy just goes, what? And I said, a mouse just fucking ran on me.
Yeah.
Whatever, dude. And she
And she
reaches over and
rolls
turns
over.
off the light.
rolls over and goes back to sleep. Calvin looks up and says, what's
Oh,
going
that's
on?
awesome.
That's good.
It goes back to sleep, too.
So she thinks in her mind that I had a dream where a mouse run on me and I've overreacted. I was awake because I had just pissed. This was no dream. And so the next morning when she finally gets up, she's like, yeah, what the fuck was your deal last night? Like, did you have a nightmare or what? And I was like, no, that was a real fucking mouse. I just went up to go piss and a mouse fucking ran on me.
Wait a minute. So you just went back to bed after that?
No, I looked at my phone for like 30 minutes and then I dozed.
didn't
back
get up
off.
It was
and look
not
for
30
it?
minutes.
I did. I couldn't find it.
So it ran off,
It took off, yeah.
or
To be
you were
fair-
having a dream.
No, it took off.
You've probably had worse shit out here on the Pikey Mountain run on you than a mouse.
Yeah, probably, but like, I don't know, man. It was a fucking mouse.
Did you not tell the people downstairs, hey, you got a fucking mouse in your room?
Why would I bother? They also told me they had a balcony. We're not sharing information here. So whatever, we pack up. I feel like he was attracted by the dominoes. It was my theory, is that he's like, well, motherfucker's got pizza in here. Let me get in this bit, because I looked at the door to the hallway and there was a gap like that at the bottom of the door.
Fucking doors.
The doors fucking sucked.
So yeah, like he totally could have come in from the hallway. And I feel like I caught him mid-pizza when I went to go pee. He's like, fuck, what do I do? What do I do? And then Jazz got up. He's like, fuck. And then he got on the bed. And he's like, oh, she's coming back. I feel like he was as scared as I was at that moment. So
He's on his podcast telling a story about this fucking family.
So
Ruined his
what-
pizza
So I was
vacation.
trying to eat some fucking pizza this week. on vacation in Mouse Gatlinburg with my family.
Bro, Jason.
I had to wait 3 hours for the fucking pizza.
They were supposed to
It
leave,
was
so I'd have
cold
the
and
room to
soggy.
myself. They were gonna go. I was gonna have the room to myself.
I
and
didn't
then
get any
pizza
of the
didn't
fucking
show
thin
up.
crust. Fucking Mouse Jason
I know.
telling his vacation story.
So, anyway. So I get everybody up. I get the car packed. And this hotel room, man.
Oh, I thought y'all had another day there.
No, we're spending all day Thursday like out, but we're coming home Thursday night.
Yeah.
You should
So
have just spent all day Thursday at the pinball place.
Well, so I'm sitting here at breakfast. Calvin's eating his Fruit Loops. I'm eating fluffy sausage. Like all of their breakfast meats were weird.
it was weird.
It was
okay.
fluffy.
It
Mouse-
looked like it had
mouse
just
sausage,
like
Jason.
poofed up into like a
Uh,
Cheeto.
It was
type
like
fluff.
somebody didn't know what the skin on sausage was for, so they just took the skin off. They thought it was like wrapper and then fried that, so it was like
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So I started doing the math. It's like, all right, we got to go to Cherokee, North Carolina, to this Indian reservation. Takes an hour to get there, an hour to get back.
Did you see that college student in North Carolina found that Triceratops skeleton?
No.
It was cool. Yeah.
So it's an hour there, hour back, so that's 2 hours. Plus whatever time we spend there, 3 hours. Plus we got to drive home 5 to 6 hours. Guessing, I don't know. Plus we got to go to this outlet mall Amy said she wanted to stop at. There's 2 hours. There's no time for pinball.
There was time for pinball. It just would have been a much later night getting in.
And I'm the one who's got to drive home.
Yeah.
I get that.
So there's no time for pinball. So pinball got scratched off the list.
Oh,
So I drove to the one gas station in town because now I need gas, and paid $3.85 for gas.
technically, you
Oh.
played pinball. It was more of a human pinball. You were everywhere that day, man.
That's true. So we drive over to Cherokee, North Carolina. Whatever. It's an Indian reservation. There's elk blocking the road at some point. I don't know. Like it was, I guess, cool. It's fucking big deer.
Yeah.
So then we drive back. We stop at the outlet mall. And now this outlet mall, like we have like the same brand outlet mall close to here that we had been to like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Or like when we first, it feels like 2 weeks. It was actually just last Saturday.
Most outlet malls, not a whole lot of variance with them.
Yeah. But this one did. There was a lot of people. A lot more
A lot
fucking
of
people. Like I'm telling you, so many fucking people. But the road that was closed the day we went into town, into Gatlinburg, because I thought Gatlinburg was the place. I thought that was it. That's all there was. But the road that we were supposed to take is literally full of all of the good shit. Like
The
there's
Pigeon
all of
Forge
these
type
fucking
stuff.
go-kart tracks. There's all of these fucking... Yeah, that's an elk. If you've never seen an elk, that is one.
Looks like a big deer.
Yeah. Thicker antlers.
Or
Normal...
a small moose.
No.
No,
That would
no.
be a miniature fucking moose. It's still not even close to a moose. But this whole town's like go-karts, fucking cheap restaurants. You drive everywhere. Which is what I enjoy.
You should have just went there.
I know,
That's
right? But
what
we
we
didn't
were
see
saying
the
on
fucking place on the way in because we went to fucking...
Your
So
vacation would have been
is
so
this
different.
an actual city you're
That's
talking
Pigeon-
about, or is it
Pigeon
just
Forge.
stuff
Pigeon
along the
Forge.
road?
No, Pigeon Forge.
Okay.
If you go to Pigeon Forge, that's where all this shit is. And I was given bad advice that, no, you want to stay in Gatlinburg. Everything you want to do is in Gatlinburg. You don't want to stay in Pigeon Forge.
Yeah, like Pigeon Forge had like sideways buildings, upside down buildings that are like weird museum things you go in. One's called Wonderworks.
So I got bad advice from Kara. Is
I was
basically
going to
what
say
happened.
where this is going.
Really?
She goes there every year. What we should have done is stayed in Pigeon Forge, done a bunch of shit in Pigeon Forge, and went to Gatlinburg one day.
Cool as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
all of
one of the
this shit.
buildings on the road. And some of these, when he says go-karts, don't think of the thing we have here. Some of these go up in the air and have, like, tracks
in
that
the air?
spin around.
No,
Yeah.
you're thinking of Mario Kart.
Yeah.
You're not thinking of
No.
go-karts.
No. That's
No,
what this
these
is
were
like.
go-karts. They had, like, overpasses and would, like, spiral up and then come back down and shit.
Yeah, it
Sounds
was really
dangerous.
nifty.
Yeah, that's what I thought, yeah.
I'm in.
No, but, like, I'm like, Kara just fucking totally, like, fucking fucked me
Gotcha.
here.
I mean, Amy said the same thing. She was like, "These are all those little souvenir shops that I wanted. They all say like $9.99
Like,
and
we should
under
have
and
stayed in
shit."
Pigeon Forge and went to Gatlinburg, like, one day. Like, went down there and paid the $20 for parking and done that whole strip in one day, which could have been done if we only did certain things.
You would have been
Yeah.
so much happier, and you would have spent about half as much.
Oh, I don't know about the price, but God bless America. This was probably like a $2,000 vacation.
Whew.
I think it's the most expensive one we've taken in a very long fucking time. Like, to go there in a car. Like, that's not even counting, like, airplane tickets. Like, we went there in a fucking car. And so then I'm like, all right, no more scenic route on the way home. Let's go in the fucking home.
He's going 105.
I mean, no, but
He wanted to really
The
bad.
Because-
whole way just pissed that he
It's
didn't
okay.
get to
You're
play
from
that
Maryland. They'd
pinball.
understand.
He's like, all I fucking wanted this trip was to play a goddamn pinball
Pinball.
machine.
there was two things I wanted on
Fuck
vacation.
this
I got
shit.
neither one of them.
That pisses me off. I wanted you to go to that pinball
What was
thing,
the other
man.
one?
I
can't
wanted him
say
to go
on
to
air.
that pinball machine.
Can't say on air. But the other one was, it was a substance.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well,
You're from Maryland. It's okay. I'm pretty sure
Uh,
it's legal.
that one you should have known had a chance of not happening. The pinball thing, there was no reason for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I thought I could make it happen. Anyway, so, like, I'm on, like, the expressway, and we're still in the mountains, but whatever, but Google keeps telling me there's speed traps coming up. It's like I would mind my speed, and then I would get to where the speed trap is, and there ain't no fucking cop. Like, fuck you, dick. Then we get into the stupid fucking state of Kentucky. And I don't know who runs the fucking road department in Kentucky, but they need to go back to college or be fired, or I don't know if it's the governor's retarded brother or what. But they start putting fucking signs up to reduce your speed 20 miles before
Oh,
road
yeah.
construction starts. I'm like, that is 20 fucking miles from now. Why the fuck do I need to be reading about this every 2 fucking miles? How much electricity are we wasting on these fucking signs?
It's probably for truckers, because like
20 miles.
that's a short distance for them. Yeah, they need to be aware of that shit.
They wanted me to start slowing down immediately. So some people did, because they're fucking idiots. And then finally we'd get to anyway. We had Cracker Barrel for dinner, and
Oh, happy ending.
I've never had a Cracker Barrel experience that I was like, I'm really happy I went to Cracker Barrel. It's always been like,
Really?
it's always been like I ate a Cracker Barrel. It's never been like, you know what? I'm really glad we went to Cracker Barrel. I've
I
never.
used to love that place when I was a kid. It's not like I don't love it now, but it's usually.
Oh, yeah,
because
because you have to actually pay for it now.
Like well, yeah. but,
Well,
but
and, like-
you kind of know what you're gonna get, and you usually
Yeah,
get
it's
that.
not-
No. It wasn't really a food quality thing. It's just the food.
Everything, the
the food-
ambiance, the
food
experience,
they have, like, I don't care
the
about.
shitty chairs. I hate their chairs.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And they set us next to this old couple who gave us dirty fucking looks the entire fucking meal. And so then I
she's
just
wearing a see-through
You're-
shirt.
You're,
Of course
you're
they
way
are.
too young to eat at a Cracker Barrel.
well,
so, yeah.
but I mean, like, the way their tables are set, like, these people, like, I could reach out and touch the dude, and like, so I just start saying shit to like fucking weird them out more because they're giving us fucking looks because she's got purple hair, the kid still had a little bit of blue in his hair.
You just telling your story all over again? Is that what you?
No. I just,
That's really.
I woke up in a really good mood.
so.
Yeah, that's how this started.
It did.
The one thing I get at Cracker Barrel that is like acceptable for me, it's no longer on the menu. So fuck me. So I had to find something else. So I went with country fried steak.
Classic.
It's just a bad choice anytime you go country fried steak, no matter where you're at. Like, it's not something I don't think humans are meant to eat. Like, I don't feel like God designed us to eat country fried steak. Anyway, I got fucking home, and I'm fucking tired. And I'm like, I've got this huge thing of blackberries from that farm thing.
Mm-hmm.
All of them are fucking ruined. Like, because we were gone those 3 days. the blackberries went bad.
Yeah.
But they were in the cooler, right?
No, they
No,
were
they
here
were
at
at
home.
home.
Oh, they were at home. That's right.
So I said, fuck it. Didn't even get my fucking blackberries. Fuck all this. I have blackberry bushes out there that produce no blackberries this year.
Oh.
And so last week on the show, you remember, I'd ordered a new living room suit.
Mm-hmm.
Like $1,700 for his living room suit.
Yeah.
It's an ottoman, a fucking big ass couch, and a big ass fucking chair. Like 2 people can sit in this chair.
Yeah.
It's a stupid fucking
Is it a love
chair.
seat?
No, it's a chair.
It's a
Okay.
chair. They kept calling it a chair and a half, but Amy and Jason can sit in that chair comfortably.
Yeah, me and her
together.
can sit. So it's like more like two
Like
chairs.
the one in my living room? Because I got a.
Maybe.
big,
I don't remember how big yours was.
Hmm.
It's not a recliner. It's just a chair.
Oh, okay,
because
okay.
Recliners always fucking break. I'm never buying another recliner.
They do. Yeah.
So I am sleeping like a motherfucker on Friday morning. Like I am fucking dead to the world.
Busy week, man.
My phone starts ringing. 6:45 a.m.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Furniture people. We're gonna
Oh,
be
furniture people.
we're gonna be
Oh,
there.
okay.
We're
I
gonna
thought it was work.
we're gonna be there around 11:45. Why the fuck you calling me now?
The fuck?
And we're awake that day.
So then I took the car back, turned it in, stopped at Subway, got the grossest breakfast I could get. Steak, egg, and cheese with mayo. If you're curious, with onions and bell peppers.
That doesn't even sound appealing to him.
When you get Ryan, you know you done
Right.
fucked up.
So, continuing with,
That
like,
hurt,
I
Bruce.
have nothing against foreigners, but, like, when you haven't talked to anybody but foreigners all week long,
He's fluent
Just-
in Subway now.
just like, you want to talk to somebody that is a native speaker of your language so you can make yourself known. And the phone rings, and it's, I work for, and then you told me the name of the company. This is not your house. And I was like, well, I don't see you, so you're not at my house. Yeah, no, GPS took me, and he goes through the whole thing. So, like, I got to go catch the furniture guy. Like, I figure out where he is. I'm like, look around and tell me what you see. And he told me, and I figured out he had passed the house, and he's way up there somewhere. So I go get him, bring him back here. And that morning, we had taken the old furniture out. Now, if you guys want to see something funny,
I saw it when I was peeing.
Yeah. Took the old furniture out the back door. I have nowhere to put it. I got to
So
pay
it's
somebody to
sitting
come
in the
get
yard.
it. So it's in the yard. I told Amy we ought to take some of those Facebook pictures where people are sitting on the couch in the middle of a field for no fucking reason.
Fucking rich white people.
I know, right?
There's even a recliner chair there. You could recline.
So we just
in
set
the
that shit
middle
out
of
back. And you remember the steps that I had built here that were super shitty?
For the living
Yeah.
room? Yeah.
That's how we
The
took that
upside down
stuff
ones?
out. Yeah, that's how we took that stuff out.
the field. Yeah, that was fun.
And because they're not used or treated, really, they broke as we
I
were
s-
doing this.
yeah. I broke
Like
the
you
last
fell
step.
through a step?
I fell through one, and
Yeah,
then the
I
other one
fell through
cracked on
another
him.
one, yeah.
So
We
yeah,
were carrying fucking heavy ass furniture out.
No,
so-
this was just going back and forth.
Oh,
getting ready.
okay.
Like, it didn't-
I'm giving y'all an out.
And that fucking couch has 2 recliners in it. It is the heaviest motherfucking couch on the planet. So anyway, the guys get here and they unload everything. I'm like, all right, well, you got 2 ways you can go. This way is going to be harder. This way is going to be dangerous. And they opted to, like, just push the shit in the door and then kind of have the other guy come around. That way nobody actually walks up the steps, which was smart.
yeah.
And so they bring the couch in. The couch looks great, looks fine. It's exactly what I wanted. They bring the ottoman in. Looks great, looks fine. Exactly what I wanted. Both these items are gray. Then they bring the chair in, and it's brown. And I point out, this is a brown chair. Yeah, this is what you ordered. And I'm like, no.
And they point to the sticker and say, "No, look, it's on the
Yeah.
sticker."
Point to the sticker. It says, this is exactly what you ordered. And I was like, do you think... Now, wait a minute. Stop a minute. Do you think I'm the kind of asshole that's going to walk in here and order 2 pieces of a gray living room suit and 1 brown? It's what you ordered. Amy, call the fucking furniture people. So she's on the phone, and I was like, yeah, guys, take the chair back. So they bring out the chair from the warehouse, the right one, this time. Except the guy doesn't have... He's not like a delivery guy. He, like, works for the company or
Yeah.
whatever, like some other level. Because I'm like, you're bringing this fucking chair. You're taking it all back. I'm fucking
Yeah.
done with everything.
Yeah.
The guy that brought the chair also said, "I was going to clock out when they told me I had to make this delivery. I don't have a truck. I just got this van."
Yeah, he was not happy. And so they have to put the legs on the furniture when they
Yeah.
bring it. And he's like, I need a drill. I don't have a drill. Oh, well, guess we can't do this. He's like, I'll get you a drill. Hang on. So I get him a drill.
Why
And
would he waste the time coming all the way out
Yeah,
there and then try to get
I
out
think
of it?
he was annoyed about the whole thing. So
Well, send the right fucking chair next time.
now there's 5 legs, and he doesn't know where the 5th goes. So he just left it on the counter.
Why
He's like,
are
you
there
got an extra
5
leg.
legs?
I don't know.
I don't think there was supposed to be. I think he grabbed too many legs and just said, fuck it, because we now have an extra leg.
I don't know.
It's sitting on the kitchen counter with all the screws that go to it.
Billy, it was supposed to be 4 legs and a drill, not 5 legs.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry, boss.
I don't know.
And now we have a bazillion pillows.
And the
Fucking
couch.
IKEA did you shop at that sends 5-legged chairs?
It's that new furniture store they advertise on TV all the time
Oh.
around here. But it comes with 4 throw pillows for the couch and 2 for the chair.
They are huge. That couch is actually a chair when you have all the pillows.
Yeah, we
that
put all
they
the
gave-
pillows on it, and they look like really nice. It looks like some shit you ought to take a picture of for a magazine, but there's like one cushion that you can actually sit on when all those fucking pillows are there. It's fucking
Jesus.
ridiculous. And then we can't eat on it. So I don't know what the fuck we're going to do when it's time to eat. Because it's brand fucking new. You can't fucking eat on a brand new fucking couch and shit. Like, what the fuck are we supposed to do now?
Yeah.
I just stand in the kitchen eating over the sink like Bruce with a can of tuna. I don't know what the fuck to do.
That's how I ate my waffles the other day.
So what's the timeline before you start eating? Jason used to have a thing where when he bought a new car,
Yeah, and I still
he
smoke.
wouldn't smoke in the car.
To it hit a certain level.
He's
of
like, it's a
miles,
brand new
yeah.
car. I'm never smoking in it. And at some point, randomly, and so like he wouldn't smoke in it for like 6 months, a year, something like that. Every time I get in his car, it'd be clean, shiny. And then one time I go to get in randomly, and there would just be an inch layer of ash over the entire car. And I'm like, so I guess you decided to start smoking in your car? And he's like, yep, it hit 40,000 miles. I thought that'd be a good point. And then he kind of held that as a carryover to the 2 cars after that. Exact same thing, never smoked, and then just one day randomly, it's white inside.
Well, I never smoked in my last
Do you
car.
drink in your Camaro?
No.
Because you stopped smoking.
No. I still smoked when I got that car.
The Kia?
Yeah, he did. When he first got it, he did.
No, I never
So,
smoked.
so basically, you didn't hit 40,000 miles
Probably
before
I
you
quit.
stopped smoking.
I probably quit before the 40,000, but yeah. No, I don't eat or drink in the Camaro. Anyway, and then so like that was my fucking week. And then yesterday I went to town for something.
Why
and
didn't you put that furniture in the basement?
They're where?
There's
Would you like to
nowhere
come-
in the.
Would you like to come down
I
to
thought
the
Avery
basement?
moved out.
He-
Shouldn't be
he-
any shit in there.
Yeah, he
Avery
himself
moved out.
His
Avery
stuff
shit
did not.
move.
His old bed before he got this new bed is still down
So is
there.
everything
So
Kaylee's
just-
then over there?
No, I think they bought all new shit.
Oh,
He didn't even take all his clothes. Sometimes he'll come here and get a different shirt or something and take with him.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then I went to town and like 2 people tried to kill me in Amy's car, like
Yeah.
driving on the wrong side of the road trying to kill me, and then I honked at them and she gave me the finger.
I got the finger in the RAD4. I was driving into town. Someone was driving on the wrong side of the road, looked at me, and flipped me off as she turned from the wrong side of the road to the place I work.
You should have went in there and said, "Fuck that bitch's shit
It
up."
sounded for a second like you said in the RAD4, and we all know that's Brian's
Yeah.
vehicle. So I know you didn't like the vacation.
No.
Jazz, if you wouldn't mind, would you put up that picture?
Yeah.
Amy posted, I don't know,
Oh,
20,
God.
30
Did
pictures.
she really? Like she never
on
tells me she's putting this shit
Okay,
on
Amy
Facebook.
posts
Instagram or
always.
Twitter
Like,
or
if
what.
she has
Show's
her
gonna
phone
run a little
camera,
long
she's
today,
going
fellas.
to.
I don't know the difference between all those things, but it's 146.
No.
It's not long.
And
What?
we're
Damn it.
back to the fucking
Fuck.
stretch.
That's okay.
Anyway, she uploaded. Can you make it like
Really shows
Yeah, I
your
don't-
style
normal,
of.
normal size?
This was the fuck up from earlier and it stopped doing it.
There we go.
What did you do? What did you do?
I went on Instagram and got it myself instead of the one that Bruce sent me.
Okay, I don't know. Maybe it's something to do with that. Yeah, I mean that's a good picture.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I looked.
That
I looked
captures
through,
the vacation.
Hold on, I looked through all of the pictures that Amy uploaded, and all of them that Jason are in. This is the biggest smile Jason had in any of the pictures. If you look at the corners of his mouth, they're not pointed directly down; they're sideways.
Look at
I
Calvin.
know.
Calvin's like, what's this bitch doing with this fucking camera again? I'm sick of this shit.
This had to have been before the aquarium because there's no way she'd smile that big after running into the
I can-
glass.
So the bag you see there, the bag you see that my hand is in,
Yeah.
Is
is
that my
Jazz's fudge that I'm eating.
Oh, So that's when this is. I'm
That's
wondering
why he's so happy.
Yeah.
when I did. He did walk a little bit, like
I feel like
5,
he
10
doesn't
feet
even-
to give me this fudge. He goes, "This is just how it came. I know that there's not some like cut edges. They
Came
looked a
with
little
bites missing.
Yeah.
I feel like he
In the
doesn't
shape
even
of
open his
teeth.
mouth to eat there because they're afraid of the smile. He just pushes it through the teeth.
I was wrong about the corner of his mouth. That's just fudge. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Around Gatlinburg. We were sitting in front of Ripley's, believe it or not. And Amy took a lot of selfies this week. I'm like, I'm not liking
did.
selfie Amy.
Why wouldn't she take a
Selfie
selfie with
Amy.
the cool shit in the background instead of a tow truck
Yeah.
and a gas station? If y'all are standing right in front of Ripley's,
Yeah,
all she has to
Ripley's
do
is
is
right
turn
there.
the other way.
I think she knew better than to ask me to get off that bench and do anything. I think that's what that was. She took a lot of fucking selfies this week. I'm like, why did you all of a sudden become a selfie person? I don't get this.
I took a shit ton of pictures, but I always do, and they're not selfies. Mine are pictures of everyone and everything around me.
There were some pictures of you this week.
Yeah, I didn't take those.
I even took a few pictures.
I know. I was forced to give up my phone.
Yeah. So,
So that was that. Yeah.
and you can tell Calvin's my son because we have essentially the same expression, and it's hatred directed at Amy for shoving a fucking camera in her face.
They're both like, we didn't approve of this.
Like if you take Calvin's hair and slide it down to his beard level, that would be
It's the exact
That'd
same
be the
shape
exact
as
same-
Jason's
yeah.
beard.
his hair.
And his chin is the exact same baldness as Jason's head.
Yeah, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
not
You just
cool.
switch them.
Yeah, look how bald I'm getting, guys. I think it's time for a haircut. I think it's time to go
You're
on.
gonna go full.
Go full bald. So
I think
now we're
we
gonna
need to
move
talk
on.
about this.
I don't know if we have
Yeah.
time, but
Go for it.
shit, yeah.
He signed his
No, not he. My
youngest
wife
child
signed,
up for
A baby pageant.
baby.
Yeah, yeah. My
Look at
one-year-old
all
son.
the look at all the awards he won.
Oh
I had
yeah.
2 more things too. This is gonna end up being like the longest show because Brian's not here.
It's fine.
But so I get a.
When I saw he wasn't coming, I was like, thank God I actually have material this week.
Yeah.
So my wife and her mother signed my son up for a baby
Uh-huh,
pageant a while
sure.
ago, and I had planned on going to it, support my kids in anything they decide to do. But I had to work a 12 and a half hour shift that day for our job, and I get a text message that says he won. I was like, oh cool. I mean, he's a handsome kid. She dolled him up real nice. He looked good. He had a Cubs uniform for evening wear. Yeah, I know. It's very disturbing. Turns out he was the only one in his category.
Oh, so he won everything.
He won everything because he
By
was the
default.
only 0 to 2 year old there. There were a
Oh.
bunch of kids, and he actually did win overall. Like he came in second overall in the whole pageant for something. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, he was the only one in that category. So he got all the awards and presents.
and a tiara.
So,
That's
Yeah.
the word
so
that
yeah,
that
they
right
gave-
there is a list of the things he won.
Yes.
Yes.
Because it's kind of not fair for him to win glamour wear. Like I understand there were no other entrants.
Yeah,
But that's not above 0 for glamour wear. Like they should just throw that trophy away.
I know. But yeah, I was a little more perturbed that they gave him a tiara as well. Me and my wife kind of got into it a little bit last night about that. But she thinks it's sentimental, so I'm not allowed to give it away to the show.
It,
But
well, it is
speaking of
sentimental to her.
selfies-
Why are you disturbed, Ryan? Can't boys wear tiaras?
No.
Do you know why
they
he's
can't.
disturbed?
They can wear crowns. If this had been a fucking king's crown or something, like a looking Burger
So
King
you don't
looking
have
crown.
an issue with him winning
I have an
prettiest
issue
hair,
with the medal they gave him.
but you have an issue with the tiara.
Look at the medal they gave him. Ryan's wearing it. On the back is My Little Pony. So it's a My Little Pony medal with a sticker that is like handmade that says overall,
Overall, most handsome.
on a rainbow flag lanyard.
Yeah.
Was this an LGBT
I don't think so.
beauty
no.
pageant for children?
It was
No.
it was at the mall out by Bruce in that end of town.
It could be.
So it's 50-50.
50-50.
The reason that he's actually perturbed by the crown is he can't keep it for his own personal selfies
I'll
because
tell you what, it's a good fucking photo of me.
he's been taking selfies with the crown, so he
That's-
wanted it to be here to take selfies.
That's a good ass photo of me.
That's real good.
I like how you got it cocked sideways. Like
Oh yeah. Well,
In
that was
this
before
picture-
I realized that you could make it bigger.
you were worried people wouldn't know you were a douchebag, so you not only grew out a goatee, Like, look at the Fred Durst goatee he's rocking. He's like,
I can't pull a full beard. I gotta have
if
something.
people don't realize I'm a douchebag with this, I'm gonna put my tiara on cocked so they will know. I need them to know that I'm a douchebag just from this picture.
Well, this is the
That's
picture
this
that I
morning.
got when he came in.
Look at that gut.
So he was showing off his fancy medal and his crown.
Over almost handsome. But one of the things they gave my son a checklist of things that he basically needed to work on. This is how shitty this stuff is. This pageant, baby pageant. He's one, mind you. And they gave him nice remarks, but the lady goes, yeah, he needs to work on more eye contact. And I'm like, he's one. He's fucking shits himself still and, eats everything he picks up, and you're worried about eye contact. Like making eye
Yes,
contact
but
with the
Ryan,
judges.
I want him to look at me
Look
as
at
he
me.
shits himself.
So when I told my wife what I'm
Child
going to do
beauty
is...
pageants are fucking creepy, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're
Well,
weird
yeah.
and creepy.
They're
right?
they're
well,
beyond fucked
Like,
up.
there were kids there that were, like, dolled up. Like, they've been in this before. They're 4, 5, 6-year-olds that have dresses, makeup, the whole
and
9
like
yards.
that's 10, 11, 12-year-old girls is one thing, but 4 and 5, I don't. And they're wearing like full makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, my wife just did it just to... Almost as a joke.
Like,
but-
Amy put Avery in the prettiest baby pageant at, like, the county fair, which is literally her just carrying the baby.
Yeah.
And then, like she just stands there with the baby, and, like, the judges walk by and pick the prettiest baby. Like, it's not like...
You don't
like-
do anything special,
yeah,
like talent.
like-
Well,
and-
all we did was
Like,
dress
if you
him up.
win, you get, like, a blue ribbon, because it's, like, the
He did.
county fair.
Was there not a talent portion of the show? Did he sing a song or do a dance?
He tried to wave, and he danced a little. Like, he just jumped in place to, like, the
That's
song.
where he messed up his eye contact.
That's what it was. But I mean, he had a real nice like suit on and everything. And I teased my wife. I said he looks like he works at a casino. Like he's really to take a bet and shit because he had a bow tie and everything. It was a good he could have done that. And what was I going with that? Because you asked me a question. Now I got fucking distracted.
I don't know.
Your train's derailed.
Baby beauty pageants are super creepy, though.
That's
He
where
needs to
we
work
were.
on eye contact.
Yeah, the baby beauty pageant thing. 1-year-olds. Oh, what I was going to tell, I got kind of pissed that she said that. So I told my wife, this is what I'm going to do. We're going to train for a year. Not really train, but we're going to come back to this pageant next year. And when it gets back to that portion, that same judge is there. He's going to look directly at her in her eyes and just flicker the bird. I'm going to work on teaching my 1-year-old son how to flick somebody off. And he's going to walk off the stage. So,
I feel like it's a bad plan.
it's a terrible plan.
He will not win another tiara with
He,
that
he
kind
might
of
No.
he might get
I
top
got to defend
marks
my
for it.
I got to defend my crown, guys.
She gives him a 10 out of 10 for eye contact
true.
when he does it.
The remarks he'll get back next year will be too much eye contact. It weirded us out a little bit.
But yeah, that was pretty much. Other than,
I mean, you're not going to do this again, right? Like, you're not going to
This wasn't my idea
sign
to
your kid
begin
up
with.
for this again.
So he doesn't know if this idea is going to
So
happen
you
again.
might be doing this again.
That's
Never
true.
mind.
This
There's
was
no
this.
reason to sign him up again. He's won everything.
That's true. Got to defend
Stop
all of our
it there.
titles.
End his career.
Got to defend all of them.
No.
Defend none of them. Go out on
He's
top.
gonna lose, Ryan.
Go out on top, man.
If a
got a
if
taste
a
for
girl
victory.
enters that contest, he's going to lose.
If this makes you feel any better, Avery won the blue ribbon for prettiest baby in the county fair when he was in it. So we both have award-winning kids on beauty.
Both are legitimate, equally legitimate wins.
Yeah, I mean, I can't contest it.
So only you can hope.
I mean,
that your
I have
kid
a medal.
grows up.
Where's this blue ribbon I hear of?
I don't wear it to this show. This is like 23 years ago, dude.
He's still going to be wearing that in 23
I know he will.
years. Jeez.
So
We'll still have it. Got
his
Amber, like,
kid's
throw
going to be
nothing
on
away.
this show, and we're going to present it.
so there's hope that your kid will grow up to be as handsome as Avery now.
The odds are good.
Anyway, you said you had some stuff.
I mean, we're at 2 hours.
I don't care. We got to cut out like
I'll-
10 minutes.
I'll save
Do
one
we?
of them. The other one, we went to a
Break.
Kim's son's girlfriend's had a birthday party last night.
That's who it was.
Kim's son's girlfriend.
Yeah.
So
Had a
nothing to
birthday
you.
party.
Got it.
Well,
I mean,
it's an acquaintance.
perhaps a future
so
in-law.
something.
I know. This is
I
who
was-
this is who I got stood up for.
We were
You got an invite.
we were the only ones outside of the family, immediate family, who went.
Okay.
The family all Hispanic.
Oh yeah.
So we're the
Good
we're
food.
the we're the only
Do they have jobs in Gatlinburg?
no Now they have. Job
Actually, there was no Hispanics in Gatlinburg.
No.
It was all like
Nigerian
weird, like
type of thing.
like African, like Central Europe, like
Yeah.
places that you would not expect. To
Yeah, I know
run.
there are no
I'm
Hispanics. You got
not-
Trump supporters and Game of Thrones chairs everywhere.
Dude, you ain't kidding. They were everywhere.
We went to one of the souvenir shops and there was like no more BS 2020 support Trump like
Ugh.
flags everywhere. Like it was
I thought
weird.
the Subway sandwich was bad. Oh.
Yeah.
So, Jason, you could never be friends with let me just say, you could never go to a Hispanic
Hurtful?
party.
Probably not. I
Uh,
would never be invited.
This one started at 7:30. We got there at 8, and we were way too early. Nobody else was there. They were still like setting stuff up.
Was this her quinceanera?
Quinceañera, and no.
I know. Yeah.
No, okay. I was impressed that I thought I knew it. I figured you guys would be too. I mispronounced it a little bit because
I thought you mispronounced it on purpose.
Did not.
I thought it was on purpose as well.
But no, the rest of their family started rolling in at like 8:30. So basically,
Oh.
this is just a public service announcement. If you're the one white family at a Hispanic party, don't get there when they say to get there. Get there like an hour later.
You know it's late if Bruce is saying he's
What
not
time-
That's
late
what I'm
enough for it.
saying.
What time did the cops finally run you out of that VFW?
This was at their home.
Okay. So what time did the party shut down?
We left it like it was after 12.
Was it just getting started though? Like were people
mean,
just now breaking out the tequila shooters?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I figured. Because believe it or not, I've been to a.
How old's the kid?
I've heard they party late. 16?
16.
Believe
So
it or
it would
not,
be a quinceañera probably.
like yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
16th birthday party.
Quinceañera is 14.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it is 14. We watched Superstore. It's an episode about it.
I thought it was 16. I could be wrong. I guess I am wrong, or Bruce would know. Anyway, believe it or not, I have been to a Mexican birthday party. An actual Mexican birthday party.
Are you sure you didn't just accidentally walk into an Elder Paul when somebody had a birthday party?
No. Everybody there was, like, all of the family members were actual Mexicans. Not like, I'm not saying Mexicans, but they were really from, like, they were from Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah. And no, I already knew this. I already knew, like, this is not a scene that I am going to be a part of. I got to go let the chickens in.
How was the party though? Was it fun?
Yeah, no, it was good.
You said 16?
Oddly, they opted for a build-your-own pizza
Ooh.
food selection, which of course
It was
I
all Mexican
I was-
pizza.
I was fine
there was
with.
there was no Italian
it was
toppings.
It was a little bar of there were a couple weird toppings, but it was good.
Quinceañera is 15, just
15.
so y'all know.
Split the
Oh, okay.
difference.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah,
We were
makes
both
sense.
wrong. Whatever.
But we were both equally wrong.
Well, think about it though. Quince,
Quince.
15.
Yeah.
15.
What?
Quince.
That
Quince
makes
is 15.
I don't understand some of the words you're saying.
Spanish,
Did you have a
15.
stroke?
No, I'm good.
Oh, that was the other thing. Most of the people there didn't even spoke like no English, zero English.
Oh, that's
So did
gotta
you
be
play
real fun for
charades all
you.
night trying to
Um,
figure out what they were telling you?
No,
You just
they,
didn't talk to
they
anyone?
spoke enough. No, it was a good time. Her grandfather was a boxing trainer, and this dude's like, I don't know, probably 80s, but he still looks like he could box me.
Yeah.
Probably could.
He probably could. He was cool. He spoke pretty much no English, but
He looked
talked
cool.
nonstop.
All right. Well, sorry I took up the whole show.
No, it was good
I
stuff.
didn't think it'd be that long. I thought I would just cover that all during the first half. And
Actually,
Got a
if you want to
break.
save some time, you could probably cut out all the exasperations and sighs you had in the middle of your
I
story.
think they are necessary to
Yeah, sell the
relay
point. Yeah.
my exasperation. It's horrible. I'm never going back.
Well, just go to Pigeon Forge. Don't listen to
Really
Kara.
loud.
Don't listen to Kara. Moral of the
Really
story:
loud.
don't listen to Kara anymore.
Really
Yeah.
loud.
Really loud. Really loud.
That's good.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us on this vacation episode of Out for Delivery. Apparently, sorry I took up all the time.
That's good.
It's whatever. At least you got a show.
And we broke Jason
had,
at least once.
We did break
literally
Jason.
zero work talk.
Yeah, we had nothing about work.
What? Nothing happened. I mean, it was a decent week.
That was work for you?
It was worse than work. I am more tired than if I had worked every day last week.
I feel the same.
All right, so support us, do all those things. We'll see you next week on this channel, this download place.
Send some emails in. Send some calls.
do those things. Don't forget about the marathon. If you want to come down to the marathon, get in contact with me, either at the email address, which you can find on the website, or AfterLodgeJason on Xbox Live or Instagram or Twitter, I think. No Facebook, because Mark Zuckerberg is the devil. And that's it. Have a